Welcome to another episode of Cocktails with Carly and Toks Ogun. I am Cocktails with Carly.
And I'm Toks Ogun.
Hey, we got a guest tonight.
Just like every week. Yeah.
Oh, well, we were going to do that, but
Go
it's good.
ahead.
But go ahead.
No, go
So,
ahead.
guys, we have Miss Lady V, Queen PhD, in a place to be. You want to tell these people who you are?
I like that.
You
Let's
like
talk about
that?
Who I'm is. No, my name is Veronica. You can call me V or Dr. V. I have a
Oh.
PhD in sociology. I'm a race and gender scholar. And so I think I'm bringing a well-informed opinion and well-informed facts to this discussion today.
Yes. So before we get into the discussion, we're going to have a little fun.
Ooh,
So
I like
first off, a shout out to Trav in the back for making sure all of our vocals and visuals are pristine. Also, we've got a full house tonight, guys. So shout out to our folks in the back. All right. And without further ado, let's just get into a little fun.
Yeah,
Okay.
Let's warm up a little bit.
Let's
before
warm
we
it
go-
up, Chris, because I'm about to.
Before we start celebrating.
All right, so Tokes, you want to hit her with the first question, or what you want to do?
Yeah. Okay. So, V, tell us about your worst dating experience.
Whew.
The top one.
Lord.
Top one.
How much time
Top
do we
one.
have?
Just the elevator. Top one. This is to warm you up, Lady
Okay,
V.
so the worst date experience, I will say, with Tokes, I think I shared this with you all, was slightly recent. I was on the Tinders chat, which my mom calls Tinderoni, which I think is fucking hilarious. And you know, I met this guy, and I'm like, okay, that's cool. Like, we go out. He took me out to a really nice dinner. Went to the Consulate in Midtown.
Ooh,
Had drinks
nice.
afterwards.
What country was it?
You said what?
What country was it?
What country?
Yeah.
Like, was he from?
Oh no, okay. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, it's
I'm
all
being
good.
a distraction.
Just here in the ATL.
Okay,
Probably just
go
trying to
ahead.
be fancy.
And then we went to I forget, like, what's the one bar that's like everywhere they have, like, in Vegas, or like, I don't know, another
Okay.
like nice bar, right, for more cocktails. Everything was cool. I'm like, okay, I might actually like. Partly the date was great.
Yes.
He seemed really interesting. He was intellectual. He was well read. I talked about Michelle Obama's memoir. He talked about Barack Obama's memoir.
Yes,
like, this
come
shit
through.
was good, right? I was like,
Right.
okay, little daddy might get another date.
Right.
Now, hold
Ooh.
on now, child. The next day, I wake up to this long-ass text message that was so weird and so random. So aside from the, oh, hey, how you doing? Okay, whatever.
Yeah.
This fool proceeds to send me like 2-page length text message of what he wants to do to me. Now, that might sound sexy at first.
Not on the first situation.
Oh, right, yeah, but bitch, it was so cringeworthy and so awkward. Like, I'm just cringing even thinking about it.
So
like,
what were the top things that really made you cringe
oh
that
my
he
God.
said?
He was saying stuff like,
It was all that intellectual conversation.
Man, it was weird. It was like a Zane novel abstract or something. Like, he needed to go ahead and send that script to Zane. I was like, what in the fuck? Like, and the thing that was weird was like, I'm gonna lick your thigh, going from thigh to thigh, and then come up and kiss, and then put my mouth on you a little bit.
Ooh,
and
tell me
then-
more.
Who says a little bit when they're
getting
talking
juicy.
about sex, right? Like, it was so, I don't even remember. Do
So
you
that's
remember
so
anything?
interesting because he just met you.
Right.
So you want to lick all up on my thighs and beyond?
I mean, that's fine. That's also required later on for a date. But how you gonna come out the gate with that? You know what I mean? It was so fucking weird. Like, it was so awkward. Like, it was so bad. I literally screenshot and sent it to everyone. Like,
Well,
I think
you
I
didn't send it to me.
I sent it to Tokes. Tokes, you remember? I was like, yo, what's up with dude? Oh, dude.
Yeah.
I tried to dead it. And he, like, kept going. Like, it was the freaking weirdest thing ever.
Okay, that is super bizarre.
He definitely jumped the gun on that.
Maybe he felt the connection. You just didn't. feel
No,
it.
he felt like
He felt horny, is
felt
what it
like
was.
He felt horny. He felt like he had taken out on a nice date.
He
So
was
he's
like,
just
she said-
let me speed this up a little bit,
Right.
and write you a little novel.
I mean, that's one way to make your pussy dry as fuck, right? Like open up this text message on a Saturday fucking day. Like, I don't want to read a whole Saturday fucking day. Yeah, like, I don't want to read paragraphs on my phone. Like, and it wasn't even anything good. It was so awful. we're gonna have to put it on Cocktail with Carly on the website and just blur his name out so y'all can see the ridiculousness.
I
of
just
that
want to
day.
read it.
And I
want to
was-
read it. I want to read it with the mic, like.
Oh my-
and then I want to.
Oh my gosh.
lick
I'm gonna have to
your
pull this up so
two
you can-
thighs.
Yes.
Together.
It was awful. And so after
Yeah,
that,
we're gonna get Carly to read it.
Yes.
Trav,
As I
can we
pull
get one of
this
those
out.
really like magnified mics, the ones that people eat like lobster tails in, and then I'll just read it really soft. All right, so I'm gonna get to my next little question.
sure.
So, actually, can I skip to 3, Tokes?
Yeah,
This
go ahead,
one's
skip to 3.
Okay, so this one's actually really funny. I'm sure this is gonna get a couple laughs in the back. So, would you rather? Would you rather?
I like a would you rather.
So, would you rather have a one-night stand with a man with no teeth and bad body odor? Oh, no. You got that?
Okay.
Y'all got that?
Okay.
Or clean a festival porta potty without gloves?
I'm honestly,
At the end of the festival, not the beginning. I'm talking about end of Music Fest, baby.
so a guy with no teeth and
Bad
body
BO.
odor, and I'm supposed to do what? Sleep with him?
What you think? Kissing the thighs, all that?
The tongue jumping from thigh to thigh, that
Yeah.
stuff. Yeah. So honestly, like I would actually rather clean a toilet at the whatchamacallit. Yes, I would.
Clean the toilet?
No gloves?
No
Honestly,
gloves?
because something about body odor literally makes me want to throw up. If I'm gonna throw up anyway, at least a toilet's right there, and I can throw up in the toilet. You know
We're
what I
talking
mean?
about DNA from about 75,000 people.
Well, he might have DNA on him if he got rolls and no teeth and all that.
But
We don't
there's a
know
limit
what-
of strands he's got.
Is it? It's the no teeth.
There's a
I
limit.
can't do the no teeth and the body odor. I'm sorry, but I also like cleaning. I like cleaning my bathroom is like therapeutic to me. Like I love
So
cleaning
that's
a
right up your
bathroom.
alley
Yeah,
then.
like I will clean everything in my house. It's like I love that is one thing I will go ham on. So I know that's an odd.
Okay, so that's fair.
opinion,
But you had to choose one, so that's fair.
That's the one I'm gonna choose. Shell.
Tokes, which one would you choose just for kicks? He's I'm not in this
I'm
shit.
not in this.
Whatever.
I just work here. I'm not in this.
Whatever.
All right, so we're gonna skip to
No, but I mean, go ahead and answer it, Carly, on your end.
No,
It
it's
sounds
cool.
like you-
I just want to mimic your energy. It's all good.
No, it sounds like you were campaigning for the
No.
no teeth and body odor. So
I would throw
So
up.
first off and foremost, I cannot do BO.
Me,
And I don't really clean
you
my
could
own
do it-
bathroom.
but
I
you
have
could do
somebody
a
that does it
toilet?
for me, but no.
you can't do the BO, but you can do the toilet.
I can't do neither one.
No, you
And
got to choose one.
I'm a mouth person, so I like someone with a nice, clean mouth. And if you don't have any teeth, that kind of takes you out of the equation. So you're out.
But what's he gonna do with his teeth?
He ain't gonna have none.
He
I don't know what he
got no
do.
use for his teeth.
Well,
he's gonna be smiling, ain't he?
he's gonna
So-
be from ear to ear.
And all
It's gonna be
gums, honey, all gums.
It's gonna be a wide smile. It's gonna be a wide smile. All right, last one. Marry, fuck, or kill.
Ooh, I like this game.
Tokes likes this one. He inserted that one.
Okay, cool.
So we'll say celebrity.
okay.
Who would you marry?
You know what? I would marry Will Smith.
Ooh, he's a little delicate right now, so he'd be a great husband.
He would be a great
How is he-
husband.
how is he delicate?
I don't know if
Because he's
delicate.
very vulnerable right now. Like he just
Is
needs
he?
love. He's been freaking abused for how many years?
Wow.
Oh my God, stop! He is not.
She said, "Oh my
Honestly,
God, stop."
I feel like he would be a good guy to marry. You know what I mean? Like
He's a husband.
He's
He's
husband
not a
material.
boyfriend. He's a husband.
He's a husband.
Will Smith is a husband.
Husband material.
Like,
Yes.
he would literally
Yes.
smack somebody on your behalf.
And I love that. I need my man to go up stage and smack a nigga outside the head and be talking shit about
but
me. Like,
baby,
do that shit.
not at the Oscars. Give
I
his
don't give a
ass
fuck
later.
shit. I mean,
Send him a
okay,
dirty
that's
text,
fine.
baby. Send him a dirty
You know,
text.
I appreciate the passion in the moment.
I appreciate the intention, but just I would have been like under the table, like don't do this, don't do it, right? But she gave him the eye. Go.
Yeah.
It was almost like some voodoo, like it was almost like some
I'm here
mind control, like.
I'm here for it. I stand that slap. I know I'm not. That's not. I know that's not a popular opinion, but I'm here for it all.
All right, who would you fuck?
Lenny Kravitz.
Oh.
My God. I bet you that's sex with that guitar. You know what? I have a.
What if he's
fantasy.
like, I don't like to really play the guitar. I just do this for money. Like I don't.
I mean, I would ask him
Could you
just to
imagine?
put the guitar on, and then I could serve him fellatio as he's playing the guitar. That's my
Oh, my-
fantasy. Does that not sound hot?
All right, Lenny, you heard it
on.
first here on Cocktails with Carly
Lenny.
Toks Ogun.
Yes.
That she's
I'll let
okay
you,
with
girl.
it.
Make
Yes.
sure we at Lenny.
All right, and then who would you lights out?
There's too many to choose from. But if I had to choose one, I would choose. It's probably one of these rappers out here.
I
I
knew
would
that was it.
choose Future.
Lights out for Future?
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean,
Yeah.
he's the freaking like
He's
hot boy
overrated.
freaking
Honestly,
king.
I don't really think he's all that talented. Like, I really don't. I think he's a lot of hype, and I think that he was given a platform, and he stole auto-tune from T-Pain when it was really popular back in 2006 and 2000 and whatever. And he's a fuckboy. So fuck a fuckboy, you get killed.
You hear
you
that,
heard it from
Future?
me. Yes.
Come on the show and redeem yourself. All right. Okay, this isn't on the list, but I just have to ask, who right now that you could think of, celebrity, is making the worst decision of their life right now? That's on the news.
Kanye motherfucking West. That
Really?
Listen, he needs Jesus, Allah, Buddha, he needs all the religions, a good therapist,
But he's not
a
doing
good
it.
medication, and he needs to sit the fuck
He
down.
seems like he
and-
calmed down a lot,
He's
though.
not doing nothing right now. Though. I'm confused.
He's always doing
You know who I think?
He's always doing something.
You know who I
Kanye
think?
hadn't done anything in like 3 months.
He hasn't, for real. He
Was
really.
that 3 months ago when he was harassing Kim Kardashian?
No,
and
what
all
he did
that
was he
stuff?
found a
He wasn't
freaking
harassing.
clone, and
Which is also creepy.
That is creepy.
That's
But let me tell you what I
That's not
saw in the
creepy.
news, and I was like, "Damn, Kim is really suffering."
He's
I guess
dating
he was her
somebody who-
stylist.
Yeah, he
We
was.
just learned this that he was like Kanye was actually Kim's stylist.
Yeah, for
and Kim's
years.
hurting right now because she's like having anxiety attacks on who's gonna style her. Meanwhile, Kanye didn't found a fucking clone, and now he's got his new chick looking just like Kim. So Kim, that is getting under.
See, I don't really
Under
think
the
that she,
skin.
I mean, and I obviously do not know Kim personally.
I
but
don't
like,
either. Hey Kim.
But I honestly think that she's so unbothered. Because listen, that woman was married to that man. She knows him better than anybody. She knows all the ins
But
and
guess
outs
what?
and how he
You're right.
does stuff. And I just wish that I would love it where a week would go by. We didn't hear shit about Kanye. Or if we did hear shit about Kanye, we'd be like, Kanye West is
I
doing
think that
great.
Kim
His
is
mental
more
health
so-
is doing great. And he's showing up for his kids and showing up for his family, not going to bumblefuck North Carolina to run for president. Like, get the fuck
He
out of
is?
here. Like,
Come on
he
here,
needs to fucking
Kanye.
chill.
Come on to Cocktails with Carly Toks Ogun. Let's talk about it, Kanye. We love you, Kanye.
I think Kanye's doing good.
Let me tell you.
Good is all relative.
Maybe a couple months ago he was a little like, "Oh, what's going on here?"
But it doesn't. Mental health doesn't stop just because we don't hear about it. It
So maybe
it
he's
doesn't
taking his
stop.
medicine, or maybe he's
But
in a
it's not
better
even-
place.
But it's not even
We don't
that.
know.
Like
Either way, it's bad.
I feel like people forget that he was dealing with the disillusion of his marriage, and when you're dealing with that, that's not something that you're just like, oh, you don't want to be together? Okay, cool.
Right. And then she got a whole new man that she's grooming.
Okay, I'm sorry, but he was out
And then-
for 2 years of their last marriage, fucking bitches and hoes and doing all types of shit. So I say,
Who is it? Call us.
Kanye was like, it was known that he wasn't even living in their house. Like,
Well,
so obviously
well,
he's
well.
Kanye West and chicks gonna flock. Like,
So
come
Kim-
on.
Kim- so
during
this-
their marriage, he admitted that he cheated on her during her marriage.
So this is the thing. Kim made it quite evident when he wanted to move to
Chicago.
No, it was in the Wisconsin or the
Wyoming?
Wyoming. When he wanted to move there, he wanted to move his family and have a regular life. Kim was like, "I'm not moving out of LA."
Wyoming though? Damn niggas in Wyoming. Come on now.
I
I ain't
mean-
no regular, degular,
What?
schmegular stuff.
What?
Get the fuck out of here. No way.
So-
no way. No way.
So
And, but
I'ma
he
tell
wants
you.
to be regular, but he's in the news for everything. Like, he wants to do, like, he is a huge star, right? We get that. And
He's a billionaire.
people have to understand that, like, he likes the attention. Like, he trolls people for,
Right.
like, that's who he is.
Right.
I don't think that's attractive as a 35-year-old woman. That's kiss shit to me. But
So-
I think that he needs to grow up and mature. And you cannot have your cake and eat it too. And he's used to having his cake and eating it too. And he got a taste of his own medicine. She done moved on with a skinny white nigga.
So
with her
let's
with a
talk about
big
this.
dick,
Let's-
right?
wait, he
And
got
then
a what now?
Apparently, Pete Davidson he has a big dick, honey. He got big dick energy. That's what the streets is saying, child.
Well, okay.
Yeah.
Well, Pete, come on. So we just damn open door. So okay,
It's
so
just-
that's fair.
These are my opinions,
I will
you
tell
know.
you the one person I feel is winning is Pete, because whether they become a relationship or not,
Yeah.
his net worth right now is just skyrocketing every freaking day.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna tell you, by the end of this, I'm gonna give it 3 months. His ass is gonna be on GQ. He's
Oh,
gonna be
yeah.
chiseled. He's gonna have all his Botox and fillers.
She's gonna
looking
do
good.
to him what Kanye did for her.
Period.
And that's
Got
on
you a
Mary Had a
Little
Little
Man.
Lamb.
And
right.
that's on Mary Had a Little Lamb.
Period.
All right, all right, all
That
right.
is fair. That is fair.
So without further ado, so I just have to have a
Now,
disclaimer.
this is the part I've been waiting for.
This is the part. So just to make sure that we are very sensitive. This is a sensitive matter that we're going to be discussing tonight. It is actually something that is the hottest freaking topic in the media today, from a cultural standpoint, I will say, everybody's talking about it, and it is the death of Kevin Samuels. So I'm actually going to read my little topic here because I want to make sure that we're on task. So our topic for the evening is the hottest topic running rampant within media. This is the death of a man that has popularized himself and made a real career off of bashing women and upholding oppressive gender standards. That gentleman is
the late, great Kevin Samuels.
Is that what you wanted to say?
That's what I wanted to say.
So first off, we want to say that we understand that this is a little sensitive, but we will be very candid. You know, and we do respect, you know, I'm going to say, I want to make sure that we're in cadence here. Like, we do respect the fact that this man did lose his life. Okay, we understand that. So what we are going to discuss is not the fact that the passing, but more so his presence while he was here and how it's affecting our culture moving forward. So that's what we're going to discuss. So we do have Lady V. Can I call you a feminist?
Oh, yes, and I'm a feminist, womanist, everything,
Yeah,
darling.
I'm also a feminist as well.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Do you want to share?
Yeah, I mean,
How?
Yeah.
I would really love to know how you're a
I
feminist.
love and support women and all the things that they would like to do.
I feel like that's a disclaimer because we getting ready to get into it, y'all.
Yeah.
So first off and foremost, I'm going to ask V. Actually, I'm going to ask Toks. Toks, what did you think about Kevin Samuels? Because I'll just leave it there. What did you think about Kevin Samuels?
I thought he had a lot of really good points. What I will say is that a lot of people have like issues with his delivery, but honestly, he was doing the same thing that Simon Cowell was doing on American Idol.
He did his little research, I see.
And that you push people because that's what people tune in to see, right? After a while, people tune in to see him kind of rip somebody up once they start slipping.
So you think he was not really like this? It was really what he was doing for maybe clout?
No, because if you actually like watch, he started his channel in 2015. And if you watch some of his earlier content, it's nothing like it is now. So what a lot of creators will do is that they will kind of like put out different content to kind of feel their way. And then if you do something and you start getting traction, you double down on it because you're just like, okay, I guess this is what you guys like, right?
Right.
So once he started getting the response, then I feel like that became more a part of his show. But if you look at a bunch of his other content, and then the other challenge is that a lot of times people only saw the clips. They wouldn't see the full, because sometimes his shows.
But do you need to see the whole clip to know how somebody really?
No, you do.
Because if somebody says, I hate black people.
No, but you do, because here's the thing is that.
Why do I need to watch the whole clip?
I'll tell you why, because his shows are sometimes like 2 hours plus. So there's a lot of content. So if you clip a minute and a half and you just send that out and people respond to that, you're missing the whole context of the whole show.
So do you need, and this is just a question, do you need to watch a clip to understand? It's just like watching, like I mentioned before, we talked about this like a lot. So do you need to watch a movie trailer in order to know if you really want to see the movie or not? I mean, for me, I look at a trailer and if I'm not interested.
But I'll tell you this.
If I'm not interested, I know from the trailer I'm not interested. With Kevin Samuels, if I see him saying to a woman, sit your fat ass down, I'm offended.
But here's what I tell you is that.
Because I'm not fat, but I have sympathy for that woman. But here's what I tell you is
that watching a movie trailer is not the same as watching a movie. And if you know your favorite movie, you know that the trailer is not the movie.
So guess what? In the trailer, you know what they do? They put the good parts and they keep the suspense going.
No, that's not what they do. What they do is they put the parts that they feel like are going to draw you in.
Okay, that's fair. But guess what? It's still a part of the show. So if I see him saying to a woman, if you're 35 and you have 2 kids and you're not married, you'll never marry. I don't need to watch your fucking show. Yeah. Because right now what you're doing is you're categorizing and you're marginalizing a woman and you don't know her life.
But
Very true.
In all fairness, in all honesty, you did call into his show. So
but
if you called into his show to get his advice and opinion, and he gives it to you, you called in. He didn't call you.
So that's fair. V, what you think about it?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's fine. Like the women who call in, obviously, were seeking some response and some answers on how to navigate men. And I do think that, you know, if you want to figure out how to navigate men, you should talk to a man. However, I think that, yes, like you do sometimes get a snippet of things, but so in my opinion, I don't think he actually had a lot of content in his hour and a half. He talks about the same stuff, chops
Over
and
and
screw,
over
reverberates it, and sends the message out. So it sounds different, but the message is very consistent all the way through. Even if I watch 5 different clips from him that were 5 minutes long, I should be able to deduce what this message is about. Like what's your topic, right, of the conversation.
How many times does he
go
ahead.
So if I listen for 5 minutes and all I hear is the messages that I'm receiving from what he's saying is black women, are leftovers. Black women are fat. Black women, nobody wants you if you're this. Well, you just talk about 98% of black women, frankly. Well, let me finish. I didn't interrupt you now. I didn't interrupt you.
Hello, welcome to the show.
So I'm just saying that in particular, you can't have this whole overarching message about black women specifically and not intend or not expect people to react. And I get what you're saying from a marketing and a capitalist perspective. Yes, like that's how you buy and sell things. Like you get people, that's obvious. But are you so much of a fame whore that you want to pull out bullshit just to make it big?
I think it's sacrificing the quality of black women and yet again using us as a sacrificial lamb to prove your point to generate revenue. And that's not fair.
And the thing that to me is the most disheartening is that as a black man, right, he was perpetuating and contributing to the already very pervasive narrative that black women ain't shit. Bad black mothers, baby mamas, she's a whore, she's a slut. You're already contributing to this misogynistic narrative that we experience on a daily basis from strangers.
Right.
So it's like, why the fuck would I
tune in
to hear myself get bashed for 2 fucking hours?
And
that makes no sense at all. And so friends sent me clips like, yo, sis, you because they know I'm a feminist, right? So they're like, yo, shit, this nigga driven, like, you know what I mean? Like,
but you're a feminist, but you also have the reality of what's going. You understand the reality.
Well, I'm a trained sociologist, right? So I can assess society and what's going on in society, and I think that's an important message to, like, he can have his opinions all day long.
Well, why would people send you the clips?
But they sent me the clips because they're like, yo, you're going to fucking hate this
It's
dude.
entertaining.
You know what I mean? They were like, you're going to hate this dude. Like, he's so they just knew that it would not annoy, but they knew that.
They knew it was a trigger.
They knew it, and not a trigger for me because, listen, I deal with students and misogynistic students and college students, you know what I mean? All the time. So that wasn't the thing, but they sent it to me because they were like, you're going to fucking hate this guy. Like, you're going to be able to, like, just, like, listen to the bullshit.
People have sent it to me, too.
Yeah, like,
and
it's just going to be hilarious. Like, you're going to laugh about it.
It's truly unbelievable.
It's a joke. I don't take him seriously.
Because it's so embarrassing watching these women on here. Now, granted, they do call.
I know, but he's hooked them in. He's presented himself as
I'm an image consultant.
Well, I have a message that can help women, right?
Because I'm a little bit more familiar with his content, I won't say that he hooked anybody in. Everybody.
Well, we're not talking. Okay.
Everybody
the
has
clips hook people in.
But here's the thing: is that everybody has their full accountability to tune into whatever that they want. YouTube is a vast land of all types of different content creators, and if you tune into Kevin Samuel's channel, that's because you want to. He didn't hook you in, and while we might say that, hey, you know what,
they hook them in. He hooks them in to want more information from him. Just the callers I was talking about, he hooks them in. Those women particularly, he's hooking them in.
But you honestly have to ask yourself: is that why are you calling to get advice from?
Oh, come on.
No, but hold on 1 second. Why are you calling to get advice from a random man on the internet because he has a $500 camera, a $60 internet connection, he's got some nice suits? You feel like he's going to be able to give you advice on your life? And he says this, and he says this clearly, where he is not a psychologist.
Yeah, damn right.
He says that he is not a dating coach. That if you want those things,
but he's giving dating advice.
But here's the thing: is that just because somebody sets up shop on YouTube, which is free, that does not mean that they have any knowledge or any understanding.
So that's fair.
And that's a problem,
So if you decide to call into that, you're signing up for whatever he decides to give to you.
But no. So just because somebody approaches you and has a conversation, that means that you're supposed to receive if they decide to be disrespectful? Like, can we have some tact?
But here's the thing: is that if you call into a show and you don't like what they're talking about, feel free to hang up.
This is true, in which some women have, and he
so
has as well.
Is that once he's then built a reputation of
being disrespectful,
but really he's just kind of being a little bit more blunt.
Well, if a woman says,
but once he's built up a reputation of doing that, why do you keep calling in when you already know what you're going to get?
So, for example, that's fair.
So I almost have to feel like you're either seeking that
validation.
That validation
yes.
or whatever. But why are you
Yes.
seeking it from somebody
So-
who is, for all purposes, a random?
So
guy
can
on
we
the
just
internet?
stick? So my thing is that
You get what
I feel like
But
but I
can
feel like
we
that's a
answer that,
reach.
though?
I
Like-
I
feel
can
like
answer.
it's
I can answer that.
I feel like it's
Yeah.
a reach though.
I can
Is it?
answer.
Yeah, it is.
I feel so. I understand what you're saying. Like, why the fuck would you even call in? Ginger. I like ginger ale with my vodka, please.
Why do people
there's
get,
ginger. I'm sorry.
you
Oh,
know,
that's mine.
why
Okay,
do people
anyway,
get-
So I'll answer this, right? So I think that women, we've been socialized to get approval by a man.
Okay.
So with that, just that one simple piece being said, if he is the loudest black man in the room or on the internet, then and some women do seek approval from men, and maybe this woman is trying to figure out how to get approval from men in her life, right? So to me, that makes sense as a woman who's been conditioned to need a man. You need a man, you want a man, you're not complete without a man. Women who have that mentality where they feel like they need a man to survive, to live, to be valid as women, no shit. Those are the women who are gonna call in because they want more information. They're thinking that they're gonna actually be able to get
Maybe it's
something
a
to
different
change,
experience.
right? Like
So-
they're thinking of it as more informative.
So
However,
rather
the women
than-
the women who that's one group of women who call in, right?
Right.
The women who listen either are, and I think about this in two ways. Women who listen either are just fuck this nigga, he's annoying. Like, let me just see what he has to say so I can talk shit about with my friends, right? That's one set of women.
So it's entertainment.
It's entertainment. Like, look at this fully weighing, right? Number two, there's women who actually believe and buy into this patriarchal idea that women need men, and in order to be a good woman, you have to follow X, Y, and Z, and you can't be A, B, C. And so those women want that. They want that approval from other men. So I think that there's different type of women listeners. Then you got a woman like me who like, I'm not gonna subject my ears to no bullshit. Like, this is everywhere, right? The misogynoir that he talks about is present everywhere. I don't need to listen to it on a podcast for an hour and a half. I see it every day, right? I see it all the time. I read about it all the time. So, so it just depends on what you're really looking for. And I don't think we can say what everyone's looking for who are listening, but I think obviously we know the women who are calling in very much want a man's approval, which is problematic, right? Women should be able to be like, okay, you know what? I'm that bitch with a nigga or not, right? And I don't need a man to validate me, but we're not conditioned in that way. We have to undo
So
that.
a couple
and be
things.
okay with
so,
alone.
But
so a
I'm
couple
also
things. Let
thinking,
me
so,
let me
like,
respond to that. So a couple things because I need to jump double
like,
jet you, and I'm coming in backwards.
it's
So I'm
like-
gonna keep talking. So
You-
so
no,
I
no,
just
no.
feel like when it comes down, because I want to address the initial question and then I want to address yours. So when it comes down to Kevin Samuels and the women that are calling, he pitches himself and crafts himself as being an image consultant. So what's happening is he's also had some successes in pairing people together, okay? For us to be fair.
Yeah.
So you have people that will want to be a part of that, maybe 1%, okay, or 2%. Fair, we'll be fair. And so they're calling saying, you know what? I feel like I'm a high-valued woman.
Yeah.
And I deserve a high-valued man. And then that's when he starts, based off of this small little 2x2 picture that he sees on his computer. He says, why do you feel like you deserve? But if there's a very attractive woman, he even straightens himself up and he goes, well, what do you do? He has a different way, lingo, jargon, the way that he proposes himself to speaking to those women. So it's very subjective. There's a lot of picking and choosing. There's a lot of initially judging, which is concerning.
Yeah.
And then that follows up with berating.
Yeah.
And that's the part that I have an issue with. Not the fact that he's telling women how it is, right? Because that's bullshit. You could tell people
Like,
how it
he's not the
is.
first man to do that. Men been telling
Right.
women how to be for fucking ever in a day.
You can tell people how they are without being disrespectful. Without telling a woman, because you don't know, this is the thing, you don't know how those women are affected after he gets off the phone with them and tell them you're 34 years old, you have 2 kids, nobody's gonna want you, you're gonna die alone.
But here's
what?
Here's one thing.
And meanwhile,
though.
he died alone. Just saying.
Right, but
So,
you know,
I'm just
Hold the-
saying.
hold the camera,
I'm
guys.
just saying. Like,
But-
let's keep it real. Let's keep it
Right.
real. And he died alone, single with no kids. So
But the
listen, you cannot be like do this, and then you not do it.
No, but you can,
it's
though.
So contradictory. To
You-
me, it makes you less viable as a person in your stance if you're not even living the life that you say you should be living.
But then the funny
You're a
thing
fraud.
is that
You're a fraud with a big mouth and a big mic.
But if you are 34, why are you calling Kevin Samuels? I'm confused.
No,
We already went over this.
we
We
have to
already
get
went over
past
that
that.
part.
We
So
got to
we've
get past
accepted-
that.
so we've
We accept that some women
Because
want
remember-
that you honestly shouldn't be calling Kevin, but
No.
you called him for whatever
You
reason.
got people to call the radio station to win tickets, and they got money to buy the damn tickets. Come on now.
But I think we're talking about the women who want and seek that validation.
Right.
They want validation and seek it from some men in particular, like just in
Or they may
general.
want to be famous and be one of those people he
Right.
hangs up on to now be able to post it on their social media that he spoke to
So
him.
we've established the fact that everybody voluntarily calls into the Kevin Samuels show, and for the most part, you know what you're going to get. He's consistent, like you say, right? So nobody's surprised that if he starts ripping you apart, you're not surprised because he's done it 1,000 times.
Well, you have to remember, these women
there's
are
that part.
calling, assuming that they are a high-valued woman. We don't know where they live. They can live in Arkansas and make $200,000, but don't have the $200,000 look that we see in LA and Atlanta, New York. And he what he
Yeah.
does is he sits
So
there
I
and
get it.
says, "Why do you feel like you deserve?"
So you went to college, graduated, you are successful in your job, but you need help from a random guy on the internet.
No.
That's
Don't do
kinda crazy
that.
to
Don't
me.
do that. No. Run that thing
It's
back.
not that simple.
No.
It really isn't that simplistic.
It is honestly that simple. You know why? Because there are actually millions of creators on YouTube that are not nowhere as near as popular as Kevin Samuels, right? So here's the thing: is
But
that
they're also not probably being displayed in that light as well.
right. But part of the reason why he became popular is because of those times where he ripped into people. Those are the clips
Women.
that people.
Let me
into
tell you,
women.
Kevin
I
Samuels
apologize, yes.
Ripped into women specifically, not
did-
people.
He did rip into women.
and majority black women. Let's call it.
Period.
Let's
No.
call it.
Period.
No, but let's not say majority black women because
It is-
He's talking to
show,
black women.
His show was catering towards black people, so
And black women in particular that he spoke about.
He specifically
every day.
said black
And woke up-
women. I'm sick of these black women calling my goddamn show. This is a quote, an end quote.
Yeah.
That's
That
not
sounds
a
like some
quote, bro.
fucking hate right there.
I know you did your homework, but you
Yeah,
didn't see that
that's-
video.
I've seen
and
a lot.
I'll send it to you.
That's not.
But my thing is, my problem is the way that he depicted black women. Let's stay on task. It's not the fact that they're calling, because
Okay.
you can call the radio station and try to win tickets. You can play the lottery and try to
So
win
we
some
get into
lottery.
the part. All right, everybody.
Let's
called.
get past the fact that women called, okay? Because
Mm-hmm.
he does have that small percent of 1% where he is able to connect
Right.
people, okay?
Mm-hmm.
So you got everybody trying to play the lottery and only a small percent wins. Same deal when they call the Kevin Samuels show,
Right.
okay?
I could see
So
that.
you have people calling thinking that they're going to get past and actually have a different experience
Mm-hmm.
because they value themselves as a high-valued woman
Right.
in their mind.
And here's the thing: is that
or
if
in
you
their real
call-
lifestyle.
If you call Kevin's show and you say that, hey, you know what? I'm a this, I'm a that, I'm a that. I feel like I deserve a certain type of man. And if he asks you why, and you're not able to answer according to his own assessment,
to his
God.
liking, to his liking.
to his, but let's be honest. It's that his show. What do you mean to his liking?
So if a woman
somebody
says,
if
"I
somebody
deserve
came on-
someone that
if somebody came on our show, and they wanted us to assess them, are we not supposed to give them our opinion?
This is true, but we
When
can't
you go-
deflect from
when you
somebody's
go- when you
real
go-
life
when you go
perception
on-
of themselves.
When you go on American Idol to be assessed on your singing capabilities, and Simon tells you that you're shit.
But
you're
we're
like-
talking about
guess
people's
what?
relationships.
Wait,
And
wait,
people-
let's
not
talk
even
about
you're
that.
talking
No,
about
but if
he
somebody
says that you're shit,
if you're going to Kevin because you feel like, oh, he's this guru, and then he's saying that, okay, this is what you want. I don't know if I feel like you deserve that. That's his opinion. That's what you called for.
No. There's a difference between an opinion and actually bashing the hell out of somebody and
Yes,
killing
that's
their
true.
values
If-
and killing
That's
their
true.
whole
But
spirit.
I will honestly tell you that if you watch the full episodes, most of the times that he gets into it with people, it's not just off rip. It's because he's trying to say something, and you're either being rude or you're not trying to.
It's
I
not
promise
all
you,
the time.
I promise. That's probably about 90% of the time. Is that he's like, look,
Keep it down in the back.
here's things. One of the things that Kevin will tell you that, look, this is my show, and it's gonna run how I want it.
He says that off the rip. The lady says, he goes, how old are you? She says, guess. He said, I'm not doing this shit today. Clicks and hangs up on the lady. What? Who was the aggressor?
Because if
What if she was being...
Maybe she was just
Listen,
joking.
don't
Maybe she
do
was
any of
joking.
that.
But here's what the
Don't
thing-
do it.
No, but here's what the thing is that if you're calling someone to show and they say that this is the order of how things go, how old are you? Guess. This is not the show where I guess how old you are. I'm not here to play games. Answer the question.
Oh, so there's anger issues too.
no, it's
okay,
not anger.
got
it's
it.
Just, it's just straightforward issues.
All right. There's some other underlying issues
Yeah, but that's
we should
silly
discuss.
though. That's silly though. If someone calls and asks me, in my opinion, as a sociologist, and they ask a question like as a just joking, like, "Oh, like, what do you think my major was?" And I'm like, "Click, like whatever." Like that's just stupid. Like
Who hurt
that's just
you?
Dumb.
Who
It's
hurt
like-
you?
It's dumb because first off, regardless of what it is a black woman reaching out to a black man for help.
That's
and
right.
And that's the response he
part.
gives. And it's not okay. You can agree with that's not okay.
No, but
right?
it actually.
I get that it's your show.
No, but it is actually okay because let's
people like that.
No, but let's also be honest, right? Is that when people call into any show, if they ask you to do certain things and you don't do it, they do hang up.
That's fair.
If you call a radio and they're like, "Hey, turn off the noise,"
when I was in high school, my internship was with Leo, the film critic.
Right.
Okay, and my job was to be a screener.
Right.
And they said if people say these things, then you have to hang up on them. Right. But there's a way that you hang up on them. You don't hang up on them. You let them know that's not what we're calling. That's not what the show's about today. Click. Okay.
Part of Kevin's spiel is that he's gonna be.
No. What he's gonna say is, I ain't got time for this shit today. Click.
How is that building better relationships between black men and black women? It just seems very contradictory. So, his actions are contradictory to what he actually says.
So I have a question. I will say, that's fair. We can agree to disagree on that. Do you and your counterparts as men that you've discussed this with consider him the Godfather?
Not the Godfather. It's just that I think for a long time, men haven't been as vocal in terms of issues that they have. Now, I'm not saying of course there's rap songs, but I'm saying like actually having conversations in terms of the dynamics between men and women. And so there is there's a popular manosphere like this on the internet where there are a lot of men having these conversations where they're comparing notes, saying that, hey, I've had this experience with women, I've had that experience with women. What do you think? What do you think? And going back and forth. And Kevin was a big part of that. And so, yes, a lot of men felt like, hey, you know what? I understand his delivery is a little bit off and he just be kind of wilding out a little bit, but some of the content in terms of what he's saying are facts, and a lot of men can relate.
Hold on,
Give me an example. Give me an example of what he said.
Would you be friends with him if he had been here and you had the opportunity?
Definitely.
Do you agree? Okay, Anthony in the back. I'm talking to you after the show.
Oh, yeah.
So you would be friends with him?
I'm friends with drug dealers, so I mean.
Well, that's not the same thing. Drug dealers are way better than Kevin Samuels.
Cut the video.
Yeah,
I'm not friends with drug dealers.
I am.
God damn.
So
folks getting got for the Rico.
I said I was friends with. I didn't say that I was involved in their business.
Trav, make sure that's out.
So I think I can be friends with Kevin Samuel, who's just talking on the internet.
He's not just talking on the internet.
He's bashing black women.
Yeah.
He is berating women that look like women in your family.
Some of his points are, right?
Yeah, I would like to hear some of his allegedly valid points.
And these are also not really Kevin's points. These are just points that are actually being discussed by a lot of people.
We talking about Kevin tonight.
So that's fine, but he's bringing that.
Right.
That's fine.
So I'm just saying, one of the points is that over time it feels like women's desires and expectations have gotten sky high, where they feel like there's not a lot of eligible men, and there really aren't. But what it is that that's just how it is. There aren't a lot of the people that women are looking for. And if you do want this high value guy who's a baller, who looks like this, who's got the swag and all of that, most likely you will have to compete for him because there are a lot of other women that want that same thing.
Okay, that's fine. I mean, that's
you know
fine.
what? You about to go.
That's not the issue.
That's one of the points.
Right, that's just dating in general.
Right.
That's dating in general, yes.
Right, so when somebody calls and say that I deserve a high value man, it's just saying that you honestly have to be a little bit realistic in terms of what you're actually possibly able to get.
I don't necessarily agree with that.
You understand that, and he says that, okay, if he rates you from a 1 to a 10, and
he rates you. He tells you what you should be getting. Inside you know what you got.
Is that if he looks at you and he's like, hey, you know what? Based on all the women that I've seen, you're about a 6.
At best.
At best.
First off, he's like a fucking 2 or 3. He's not that attractive. He dresses nice, and that's about it.
I mean, I think Kevin was attractive. I'm going to say, I think he was attractive, but his personality makeup made him a little unattractive.
You don't have to be attractive to know whether somebody else is attractive. Let's be honest.
That's fair.
Right. So if he says that you're a 6, but you feel like you deserve a 10, he's kind of wondering, like, do you know who you're competing against? You're competing against some bad bitches.
So, but he still talks shit about bad bitches, though, as well. Is my whole thing. So it's like, where is this magical woman? You know, like, where is this magical woman? And I don't like, does she exist? And like,
what magical woman that does what?
That exists in his mind.
So,
like, who is she? Like, what? Like, can you give me an example? So I have a problem with the term like, why are we rating people in general? We shouldn't be rating people. What you can say is that person's not for me. And that's it. Period.
At the end of the day, whether
I love
you're
how politically correct that is, but let's be honest, we do rate people.
We do. I'm
Like,
gonna say I
let's
agree
be
with
real.
Tokes.
We
We do
rate
rate
people.
people.
Yes, but
and
the
we
way
do. There
he
is a
rates
decipher
people-
between high value and someone that's not.
So what is high value? This is what I want to learn today.
So-
what is high value according to
So
according
there's
to Kevin
there. So in my
Samuels or people?
Kevin, he could probably speak to because I don't look at it in that way, but I
Yeah.
can tell you what I look at.
So how do you think? Yeah, I'm
So,
curious.
so in terms of high valued, I'm thinking of someone that's educated, someone that knows how to present themselves, right? Someone that has morals and values. Okay, that's high value to me. That could be different to another woman.
Yeah,
because
because
her
that's
how
subjective.
her is subjective. So
Yeah.
her high value, another woman's could be he got money. That's it. High value. But my thought process with someone being high valued has a lot more moral aspect, foundation, and core associated.
Okay.
So it depends. It is subjective.
Yes, of course.
So when you have Kevin Samuels come on, you go on his show where he's speaking about someone being high valued or you don't deserve. What man are you talking about?
yeah.
You don't know me enough. You don't know me well enough to tell me if I deserve someone or not.
That's
based
true.
off of a little 2x2 picture of me.
So I think he's like on paper. Like if you want to look at people on paper, do they have this? Do they have that? That is like very easy to do. But we're all human beings. Like humans
Who
aren't
are you
that
really?
simple. You know
But-
what I
but-
mean?
but-
And
but
so,
let's-
well, can you define how does he define a high
Okay.
value? That's what I'm curious about.
So and that's what I'm saying is that it's
So
not
what are the-
it's
what are
not
the
even it's not even
descriptors?
so much his definition. It's kind of like, let's say, women's definition, right?
Women or
Hey,
men's definition?
No, it's actually women's definition. Because,
Really, what's your definition?
Yeah, it's women's definition. So what do let's say the average women say that they want? They say they want a guy who's tall, right?
Oh, I don't. But
I mean,
okay.
how
No,
tall?
no, but
how
let's-
tall?
6 feet plus.
Okay, that's fair.
I don't want to climb up to have to kiss a tree. So
No, but we're not saying.
I like
so we're
short
not
guys.
saying you
It's
specifically.
subjective.
We're
Okay.
saying
I know.
The
I know.
consensus.
Okay. All
six
right.
six
all
feet
right, all
plus.
right.
Okay. Also, somebody who has some swag, who can dress. Somebody who knows not to send you a text the next morning talking about they want to lick your thigh from side to side, right?
He could be a high
Jumping
value
from
man
thighs.
though.
No, he's not.
Why isn't he? Them
If-
high value
if-
men are
if-
freaky as fuck.
No, if he was, then he'd know that. Look, if you're talking to a lady, there's a way that you date a lady to get her to be interested in that, and that's not the way that you do that. So
But
that's not a high value.
some
guy.
high valued men
So-
don't have tact when it comes to dating.
Then you're not. When we say high value, we're talking about the men that are the most desirable to women, right?
Sir.
The men who got game.
They
The
can be
men who-
assholes.
That you can be an asshole and still be high value. So we're talking about you're tall, you're good looking, you're really in shape, you got swag,
You got a
you got
mouthpiece.
money, you know you have clout, you got status, right? When you walk
Give
in
us
the
a
room,
person. Just give us somebody we all know so we can just sum this up.
Boy, bye.
You know what?
You're
let
not
the
listening to
goose
that
win.
man behind
you
the-
are letting
behind
the
the-
goose win. I
Yeah.
told you, don't let the goose win.
Oh, Michael B. Jordan.
Michael B. Jordan. Who else?
That's
I
not
put,
That's not a high valued man in my opinion because
but
that's
here's
not
the
my
thing-
type. So
but here's
that's
the thing
it's
is that
subjective.
We're not. Don't bring
Idris,
it.
Idris. I'm
No,
just,
but don't bring it down. Don't bring it down to your specific type. Just
Okay,
look
that's
at
fair.
overall. So
What did
Michael
GQ say?
Yeah.
Michael B. Jordan.
Michael B. Jordan, people like that, right? And so, if you're trying to get a Michael B. Jordan, you also have to understand that not only are you competing with Lori Harvey, you're competing with a lot of other people, right?
Tell
Is that
Steve
fair to
Harvey
say?
I don't wanna.
And so, if you're gonna go after that, of course you're gonna have to compete, right? Because there are a lot of other people who want that same thing. And here's the thing: is that if you're not matching up, you owe somebody to be able to say that, look, I know this is something that you would like to do, but it's most likely not going to happen for you. It's like somebody who wants to play in the NBA, and you know what? You about 27. If you ain't been drafted yet, most likely it's not going to happen. Maybe try to play overseas. You try that didn't work. Maybe you need to figure out another career.
You have to also understand
Is that
high
fair?
valued men don't always want high valued women or the women that they think
Or
that
black
we would
women.
want.
Or black women.
Because
They don't
guess
want black
what? Or
women
black
either.
women. But guess what?
But
There's a lot of
let's
high
say-
valued men that are dealing with ratchets or women that are exotic dancers or
But
women
here-
that
but here-
are
Foreign.
okay.
But here's what
yeah.
we have to understand about.
So while Kevin
High-
Samuels
high
is telling a
value-
woman she
no,
can't
but
get
here's
with a
what it
high
is.
valued man, that high valued man very well may want a woman
Yeah.
that you are not willing to stoop down to be.
That's true. I've seen a lot of.
But that is honestly true because here's what it is that when somebody is a high value man, they have a lot of options, right?
Women
And-
have a lot of options
Do
too.
they? Do they? Some high valued men want love and to be happy and to be with someone that wants them other than just for their money.
Yeah, sure. A lot
It's
of men
true.
are like worried.
So-
that
I
women are
know
going after
high-valued
their
men that
money.
are like, I just want to meet a woman that doesn't want me to buy her a Louis Vuitton bag the day after I meet her. I just want a woman that doesn't have car problems 3 days after I take her to dinner. I want a woman that is not going to go to dinner at the nicest restaurant, order 7 drinks and 3 to go. I can't make this up.
and then pick her teeth with a knife.
Right. Right?
Say that shit for the house.
Or,
So
right?
all a Kevin Samuels is telling you that if you want these type of men, there's certain things that you're going to have to do. There are also certain ways that you're going to have to be. There are more likely certain ways that you're going to have to look in order to get that thing that you want to achieve. That's all.
So I understand that. But
That's fair. That's fair.
I don't think anyone's knocking
And then
that point in terms of who you're equally yoked with is what I'm hearing. Like, who are we equally yoked with? Like, I have a PhD. I can't date men that don't read. So if a man only has a bachelor's degree, then he's gonna have to be reading like a motherfucker because I'm writing 2 books right now. Like, I publish articles. Like, reading is a part of very important to me. So if I meet a high value man who looks good and makes money but doesn't have this intellectual and can't engage in good conversation, then technically he wouldn't be a high value man. That wouldn't be a good match for me. You know what
Right.
I mean? So,
But if Kevin saw her,
But,
he'd
yes.
be like, how tall are you? How old are you? No kids?
yeah, but according to him, I'm a leftover. I'm 35 with no kids
So
and
let me-
single, right?
so-
So according to him, I'm not shit, right?
No, that's-
well. Let's just be real. Like, he was saying that would not be a quote unquote valued woman, right?
well,
To
what-
some degree,
from
from his perspective.
what he's basically saying is that if you desire to get married and have children, as a woman, there is a timetable on that. Let's be honest.
Well, no shit. Women know that every fucking month.
Right.
Literally every fucking month.
And
we know
so
that.
if you're holding out for a specific type of guy and you're running up against that clock, he's letting you know that you might have to readjust your
So
priorities.
guess what? That's
because
not-
if you're saying that this is important, right? How long are you going to hold out? Are you going to hold out to you can't have kids, and then what's going to happen?
Well, my thing is, you
Right?
don't just say, I'm 35, let me just go have sex with somebody and have a baby.
Yeah.
You
No,
don't wait until you're 35 to go have a baby with some random. Hey, buddy, listen.
No, but let's also be honest though. Like as an attractive woman, you probably have between you're like 21, 22 to like whenever. Like you
Forever,
have,
honey, forever. I'm all listen.
Forever.
Let no
You're in
crack,
school,
honey.
you're building your career. That could be a stumbling block having a
But here's
child
the-
and having to juggle.
Okay, but here's the thing though, is that if you are honestly saying that, hey, having a family and having children is something that would be lifelong fulfillment, then that's something that you have to prioritize. Let's be honest, because a career, you could probably have a career for the rest of your life, depending on what it is.
No,
that you
it's
do.
all about timing.
But
because you cannot
So,
be
but are
40
you-
going into the workforce because people are going
but
to
can-
look at you some
but can-
sort of way.
Okay, but can you be 40 having like your first child?
Possibly
You can
if
now.
Mother Nature works
you
your
can
way.
now. Yeah, you can.
But is
You
that
can.
But you have to
if you
understand.
can afford it, right?
When you're going
No,
into the
affording
job.
it. If you can, some women are. I mean, women are having babies later and later every
But
year.
is
you're
that
going
not?
into
Is that
the-
not?
I mean, there's health risk.
high risk.
But guess what? Black women being pregnant in general is a high health risk
Okay.
because of medical racism that we experience in the healthcare field. So I'm just saying, like, that's I don't know,
Right,
that's a moot point to me in terms of that. I definitely get what you're saying that women, yes, we know there's a time to. We know that we should have this and this before we're 35. But guess what? There's not that many of black men who have themselves together
Okay.
at the same age
Okay.
that we do.
Okay.
We are ready sometimes at 30 and 31.
No, but
right?
but you know
And
what?
so
That's
No.
absolutely true.
Don't do that.
It is true. And
Thank you.
I'll say this, that when I first got my PhD and I was going on dates with men would literally be intimidated the fact that I had a PhD and that I'm a professor. And I felt their dick and ball shrivel on the table, and I never talked to them again because they felt as though their masculinity is being challenged. And that's something that I feel like is a main part of this discussion, that masculinity does not like being challenged.
Yes.
One. Number two, why do women always have to be the one to change to get a man? No,
Right.
y'all niggas need to change to get a woman. 'Cause
Level
guess what?
up, level
That is-
up.
That is a
Let-
very very archaic perspective and very patriarchal of men to say, women, you need to do X, Y, Z. I'm gonna say this: you could be the baddest bitch on the planet, have all your shit together. A man will still find something wrong with you if he wants to. Kevin Samuel always
your
finds
booty's
things
not big
wrong
enough.
if you want to. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
You got kids.
I'll tell you,
exactly.
But,
or
but
no
I'll
kids.
tell
It's a
you,
problem. Kids. No kids. A problem. It's a
but
problem.
I'll tell you that I'll tell you that that's not true
But
because
it's true. As a black woman, I'm speaking
no,
from
but
my own
but okay,
experience.
but let me tell you
that's true.
But let me tell you, like you guys say that men don't change. Do you guys know what men have to become to even be desirable by women?
Are they doing it though?
Men are always desired by women. What are you talking about?
No, but the men who women desire have to put in a lot of work.
Really? Are they putting in the work though?
No.
Because they look like they all getting PPPs and blowing it. I'm just saying. Okay,
no, women,
women are
in.
leveling up to new heights. You can Google it, and the facts will tell you.
And I think that
but
black
you
men
guys are saying,
feel
but you guys
intimidated.
are saying that men don't have to do anything.
I didn't say that.
That's not what I
No,
said.
but you guys said that men don't have to change
to get a woman. Yes, they don't.
They don't.
They don't because I've seen women put up with a bunch of bullshit. I've seen men put up with a bunch of bullshit from women, from men all the time.
Y'all have no idea.
What do men have to do?
What do you do? I would love to hear what you do.
What do men have to do to change for women?
Okay, so when men got to make money.
Women have to make money too.
No. But here's the difference: is that women can make money for them. Men got to make money for me and for everybody else.
They're supposed to be the foundation. You're supposed to lead and be a man.
If that's what you want.
But that is part of being a man, right? You got to make money for you.
Unless you're a boy and you split bills.
So that's something that men got to do, right?
Yes,
but women are just making.
But you're also equipped physically to be able to do more.
Here's the issue: is that women make just as much, but women not
really.
Actually,
we're making more. I'm sorry, I had to.
Yeah, but here's the thing: is that because women are not trying to be the providers, they're not trying to share.
No, a lot of
money.
women are providers because a lot of men need to step up.
And pay niggas' bills all the time.
But they kind of salty about it, are they not?
I would not be happy paying a man's bill.
Never.
Perfect. But here's the thing: is that
perfect.
No, but here's the thing: is that as a man, though, you got to make the money and be happy. Be happy, saying, "Hey, you know what, baby? I got everything."
Guess what? You got some men that are happy to do that.
No.
Yeah, there are some men that are happy to do that.
You heard it.
What you guys don't understand is that you say that some men are happy to be that. No, it's what it is that some men.
Are you kidding me?
No,
I know so many men that want to be providers to good women.
But here's what you're not understanding is that those men understand that, look, if I want to be desirable to women, I have to be that type of guy who's going to be like, hey, you know what, baby, I want to take care of you.
So what's wrong with that?
I'm saying that men understand that they have to become that.
So what's wrong with that?
So it's called growing up. That's called growing up.
No.
As
a woman, I understand. Hold on. As a woman, I understand that I have to be a woman in my household.
No, but hold on a second. I love how y'all saying that that's called growing up. Now, men understand that, hey, you know what? If you want to be that guy, you got to figure that out.
Yes.
So what? We have to figure it out as well.
Here's things that whether you want to or not, you got to figure that out.
Men are able to get indoors. Women are not able to because of what's between their legs. And we're still sitting here and moving moles and mountains.
This is what you guys are not understanding.
It's the facts. Google it.
You say that, men can just get in the door, but do you understand the competition that men got to compete just to be able to be there?
I am in a male predominantly male industry.
It's not to feel sorry. It's to say that men have to do a lot of changing to become the type of men that y'all women want.
Well, y'all niggas ain't even that.
Well, that was.
I'm just saying.
And then what you
y'all
have,
men can even do that sometimes.
No, but then what you have is that you have
because men are living up to an expectation that they think women want, right? Which is why I feel like Kevin Samuels was.
But let's be honest.
Perpetuating this idea of what is stereotypical.
Let's be honest. Men are so simple that whatever it takes to get women, men will do. If y'all say that, hey, you know what, man, y'all got to sign up and go to the army to get women, men gonna be signing up in the army to go get women.
If we tell men to step up and be the man of the household and be the foundation, how come they struggling with that?
Niggas can't even vote.
I don't personally struggle with that.
Stop it.
Hold on, I don't struggle.
I'll tell you why. Because if a man is gonna do all of that to be the man of the household, the head of the household, he doesn't want to work that hard and then have to like be negotiating stuff when it's just like.
So you want to make the money and then be the iron ruler?
That sounds like patriarchy to me.
Yeah, that sounds
patriarchy. That's patriarchy.
But I'm on. So it's patriarchy for a man to want to be the head of household, but it's not patriarchy for a man to support his whole household.
Toks,
that's
there
still
are
is patriarchal.
So
That's
can
still
I?
is
But
patriarchal.
then why do women want the patriarchy part of men paying the finances,
Some.
but then not?
Some do.
Some.
Some do. Some do.
Some do what?
Want men just to pay and then don't want men to, because my thing is this, like, if we're gonna use
Because
money
it kind of feels
as
like
the,
it kind of feels
as
like this,
the
right?
as the kind of medium to, so I feel like I make money. I make my own. I can take care of my own bills. I don't need a nigga to pay my bills and all that stuff. So if we combine incomes, right, then yes, it's more money for the entire household, right? But men have to understand, money is not tied to your masculinity.
But it surely is, because
So it should not be tied to your masculinity, and I
cannot-
will tell you why.
This
But
is how the world measures
I
men
because
is based on their
yes,
finances.
Because we live in a capitalistic patriarchal society which is male dominant and male ran. So no shit, like that's not a surprising
So
thing.
let me say this.
But then how do we not measure men based on how much money they
men,
got?
Hold on, I do believe men are measured by the way that by the amount of money that they make.
Oh, I wasn't saying that. I do agree with that.
Okay.
I was saying, for men personally, your worth should not be tied as a man should not be tied into how much money you could shell out or money if you're doing for your woman. You should just be whatever being a man is. You have to understand that if a woman wants a man, right, and she's a feminist or she makes her own money, she's not all of a sudden going to act like a delicate flower and, oh my God, what damsel in distress. That's not going to happen. That's changing a woman. So if we're both going to have to change, then we both need to fundamentally change to get to a part together as equals, not one or the other.
So I'm going to say this. It starts with the person individually, right? They have to truly believe in themselves and what they stand for in order to be that person for the other person. So it's just like a Lizzo, for example. Everybody's like, oh, she's fat and she's dead. But guess what? She's got the confidence. So if the man doesn't make the money, but he has the confidence, at the very least, he's met half the battle. Mm-hmm. And then you can proceed on in terms of conjoining, your household and building a life. Mm-hmm. So that's what... Toks, what is the confusion on your face?
Because you said that, okay, if he got the confidence but he don't got the bread, then bro, what are you talking? Like, it's capped. You confident about what?
Saying, no,
You
what
know
she
what
was
I'm saying?
saying
and who you are.
She was saying, speaking
And-
about the confidence.
No, you're confident about what you bring to the table. If you don't bring anything to the table but confidence, what is that?
You have men that don't have money that have a lot of confidence.
And
And that was my point.
And I'll tell you something about...
Because it's an individualization.
But we'll tell you about one thing about those men is that they may be able to get the girl, but they're not going to be able to keep her. Because here's what it is.
They
is
may
that,
if they got a weak
because
mind.
here's like, you got the...
weak-minded
you
woman.
got the... No, here's what it is. That
There's
you
somebody
got
for
the
everybody.
swag, you hollered at her or whatever, but then when it's time to like take care of like man stuff, like, bills and all this other type of stuff, you can't do it.
You have men that will not have the money, but they'll take care of all the gardening. They'll do all those
they'll do
things
other things
around the house to supplement. Take your car to get it gassed up with your credit card. Make sure he get your credit card, go to the grocery store and get whatever's on the list you created.
Mm-hmm.
There are men that do that.
And do women like those men?
Yes. I would love it if a man...
I don't.
I mean, listen, if I met a man and we made this exact same amount of money or he made $5,000 less than me, like, yeah, would I still want to be taken out and shit? Cool, but do I mind splitting bills? No, I don't fucking mind splitting bills. If this person makes me laugh, we both are middle class, we both can contribute in some way. Like, I think that it's prototypical to say, well, I want a man that makes this much and he's got to do this, this, and this. I don't think that's realistic, right? I don't think people are really living in that way. I think it's an ideal type, in other words, right? But I think
But people aren't chasing that?
every day we're not really living in that way. Or if we are, somebody ain't happy in the
Can I ask
relationship.
you a question? Toks, these are one-off questions. Toks, could you marry somebody that makes $25,000?
Yeah.
Y'all capping like a mother. You was just concerned about paying all the bills. You definitely getting ready to pay all the bills with 25 G's.
But I tell you what's nice though, right? Somebody who make $25,000, your bills ain't that much. So I got you.
Ooh,
What do you
I don't
mean?
like that.
What do you
I don't
mean?
like that.
What do you mean?
I'll tell you. I'll tell you.
Wait. What do you mean?
I'll tell you what it is. Is
What do
that
you mean that's not that bad?
He's like, I love bum bitches.
the more
This is amazing. I could
that
just take you to McDonald's and you'd be great, good to go.
right. So I'll tell you that the more that a woman makes, the higher her lifestyle is, right?
Of course.
And
I
if
see what you're
and
saying.
if this woman expects that you're supposed to support her lifestyle once y'all are together, then if she make 100,000, you might need to make 200 plus because now you got to
Is
support
that after
her
taxes?
lifestyle,
Because
right?
that turns. If she don't have no dependents, that
but
brings
if
it
you
right
find
down to like
somebody,
75.
if you find somebody who makes 25,000, her tastes are at $25,000 level.
No, not nowadays. Instagram
Not in
has shown
Atlanta,
these
honey.
women
Yeah, I
that
was
they
like,
can meet a nice African Ogun, and they are going to live their best life. So you have those women that are being influenced by social media.
Right.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of women, even high class women.
Okay. So
how do you deal with that as a man?
I'll tell you, and that's actually the point that Kevin makes sometimes, right?
Oh, here we go with this guy.
What it is that just like you said, right?
Yeah.
Everybody has this high expectations that, hey, you know what? I could be barely out of college, but you know what? I deserve this super high lifestyle that's going to be funded by somebody else, right?
And they have gotten it.
No. What they've gotten is they gotten a taste. You've not gotten.
It
you've
doesn't
not gotten
matter.
A
taste. You've gotten it. Have you tried peach cobbler? Yes.
But I'll tell you.
You've tasted it.
But
you like it.
But I'll tell you one thing is that's probably some of the worst thing that can happen to like certain women, because once you get a taste.
Like, don't give them a taste of good.
No, because
good
once
life.
you get a taste for a certain thing, it's hard to go back sometimes. You know what I mean?
But you can't. You're right, and you can't. After social media shows you that you can be anywhere in the world in 10 seconds.
If you're a young girl and you have dated, like, let's say, a rapper or an NBA player, that's that lifestyle that a regular dude can't give.
Not even. You can date a businessman that makes money, but guess what? Because you make maybe $25,000 and you're a young woman or you're an older woman, doesn't matter. But he's paid your bills. He's taken you to Michael Kors and bought you some Michael Kors shoes and a little purse to match. He's, bought your child a nice little toy. You now feel like, gosh, I've been with a man that has shown me like he can actually change my life and he can give me what I deserve. Yeah. So then she goes on social media and then she sees the sis that's in Italy and she's like, that's what I want next.
Yeah.
And you get mad at who? The guy that gave her the opportunity for no reason?
But here's the thing that I'll tell you is
Come on,
that a lot of times,
levels, baby.
A lot of times these guys that do have a lot of money, they'll be willing to show you a good time, but it's not going to be for a long time.
That's not true. This is cap. There are men out there that are waiting to pay for women's bills. You may not know them because you're Kevin Samuels type friends, but there are men out there that's like, I like you. I like your personality. I am incredibly attracted to you. And I want to take you to Vegas this weekend.
Yeah, but
I want to take you shopping. I just want to see you happy because guess why? That makes me feel.
But here's the thing is that does he want to marry you and build a family?
Guess what? You never know. Because nowadays, a lot of people are the same type of way. So you keep running into the same people. So what do? You find somebody you could get along with that you actually enjoy doing life with. And who cares if she wants a Louis Vuitton bag? I can afford it. I like her. That's where we are, unfortunately.
If we're not talking about just the if we're not just talking about the guys who got money and who like let's say some women take advantage of, if we're talking about
not even guys with money.
No, but what I'm saying is that if we're talking about guys who are those top tier guys who look good, know how to talk. It
doesn't even take
but hold on a second. They look good, know how to talk to women. They got like a lot of women that they're dealing with. Are those guys, we out in Miami, come on the yacht, or we going here?
Are we on the yacht
or I want to take you to, yeah, exactly. Or you want to come to Jamaica.
Okay.
Those guys are really just running game. They have no intentions of building a solid relationship with you. They just kind of like your vibe. Maybe they want to smash a little bit.
You don't know if they want to build a relationship. There are some that do build relationships with them.
So sometimes it happens and sometimes I think it goes both ways.
Can we be fair with it?
I think
it does happen.
But let's be honest. What's the likelihood that some of those dudes who are those type of guys really actually want something serious with a lot of those women?
Can you agree and say that it does happen?
And so, but here's the thing.
But it does happen, though.
Can you agree that it does happen?
It does happen, but it's rare.
Why does it have to be conditions? It does happen.
But it's rare.
But it happens,
right? But
here's
the thing, though, is that if as a young woman, if you get exposed to that and you get a taste for that, and then you then feel like there's no way I'm going to date a guy who can't provide me this type of experience or lifestyle, you kind of trap yourself because there aren't a lot of guys who can do that, who also want to just build with you. They'll be willing to do it for like, oh, hey, you know what? As long as you're willing to just like hang out and be cool. If we smash, we smash. If I'm dealing with some other females or whatever, you know what it is? Oh, it's all good. But if you're like, no, I want you to just be with me and whatever, it's not that type of party.
All right, so that's fair. So
I understand that. I definitely understand that. But there's one thing that I really wanted to, going back to our friend Kevin Samuels specifically, one thing that I take heed to or find problematic is this idea that he's like, okay, high value women who are this and that want these type of men, right? Women, he talks about black women. He talks about women with multiple baby daddies and kids and all of that, right? Like he talks about those women, and then those type of women want a top tier dude, right? Like that's what excuse me,
he has had those conversations, yeah.
But how about this? How about black women who are top tier getting hit on by black men who are fat and ugly, just flipping the script, black men that have 5 or 6 baby mamas, 25 kids.
Any of you guys experience that?
And all that shit. So how about what about that perspective? What about women like me? We don't want that either.
No,
so but also I'm not talking about it every fucking day and screaming a message on it. That's what that perpetuates this specific idea.
Don't nobody want 3 baby mamas.
No,
but let me explain.
But nobody wants 2.
No
Barely want one.
There is no explanation for that as a single woman who's maybe looking for a partner.
Right.
And all the niggas who I'm talking to either are fat men love me. I'm 5'4", about $125.
Maybe.
You gonna smash me, literally. You said maybe on a good day. You gonna smash me, but what? But big dudes always want to talk to me.
But
I don't want no big dude, right?
But
I don't want no big dude.
Right.
Also, men with 4 or 5
fetish.
baby, by a baby mama. Apparently, I am a fetish.
But
men with baby mamas.
But I'll tell you.
But I'll tell you.
There's
no difference.
Let's talk about that.
No, I'll tell you where that difference is that.
Yeah, I love it.
Let's hear about this.
Those set of guys, of course, because you're attractive, those set of guys will shoot their shot. But those guys aren't walking around.
They all shoot their shot.
They sound very consecutive and very consistent.
No, but guys shoot their shot sometimes just to shoot their shot.
Yeah, for shits and gigs.
Right. But those men aren't going around feeling like, hey, you know what? I deserve a bad bitch.
Oh,
yes,
yeah, they do.
No.
Oh my God.
No.
Yes, they do.
No. Understand?
You know how many guys with grills have come up to me?
No, but understand the difference.
And tell me I'm their type?
Understand the difference.
Really?
Understand the difference between a guy shooting his shot and a guy feeling like he deserves somebody. Guys will shoot their shot. Just you look good. You never know. She might be into it. Shit, I'm gonna go ahead and try.
That still means he thinks that he can get that woman.
No, he feels like, hey, you know what? For all I know,
he thinks he's worthy, right?
No, he doesn't think he's worthy. He feels like, let me just give it a shot. She might be into it. For all I know.
He thinks he's worthy. You want to know why? Because Kevin Samuels was telling these men that guess what? You're a man. The ratio is low. There's not that many good women. There's not that many good women, but there's more women than men.
You guys got to listen to that. I'm telling you how men think. Men
Do you speak for all the men?
Yeah, men will see a female and be like, hey, you know what?
Shout out to the confidence.
She might be out of my league, but you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and shoot my shot anyway. Shit,
Right.
What I got to lose? She might be into it, and then she's smiling back. You're like, oh.
But that initial thought in general says something about that man, right? It says about his confidence.
He has impaired decision making.
No, what it says is that guys are opportunists. If he sees something and it's like reasonable, he like, I might give it a shot. You know what I'm saying?
So it just so happens that a bunch of fat black men with baby mamas, they all just gonna come up to me because they think they deserve. That's a trend at that point.
They want a
You
small, petite, yellow bone. That's what they want.
Apparently, like y'all niggas ain't getting that, child. Okay, so just cut the bullshit. Cut the bullshit.
But that is look, when you are an attractive woman, you're gonna have a lot of people talking to you because you're attractive.
No shit. We're not saying that. Like I understand that, but I'm talking about. He was talking about fat black women with baby mamas, and baby daddies.
But I'll tell you one thing.
And I'm talking about fat black men that talk to me
right,
and the ones who have baby mamas.
And you don't have kids.
And I don't have any kids
but
at all. And I don't want that. I don't want that. So what makes that man think he worried to come?
He's gonna die. That man's gonna die alone.
What? How?
No,
that's what Kevin would say.
No,
Kevin would say that. I agree with that.
I'll tell you why.
You're gonna die alone, sir, because you're fat.
If a woman says 10 baby mamas. If she says she's 34, she has 2 kids, he's gonna say, and what are you on my show for? Who are you trying to talk to? Because not a high value man wants you. So let's shift gears. So if it's V, right, and she's a 35-year-old woman, she's successful, she has her PhD, she doesn't have any children, why would she want a man with 2 kids? Listen, not you, buddy.
We do too. Women
do
pick
too.
It's both ways, boo boo. It's both ways.
Guess what? We have to propose the question. You don't.
Guess
what?
what?
Does that have anything to do? That has nothing to do with
we won't
anything.
choose you? How about we won't choose you?
Right.
But
people choose each other. So that's a very male masculinist perspective.
But let me tell you,
that was very male.
Let me tell you.
That's a masculinist perspective. It's outdated.
Right. But let me tell you about men. Right.
That was very male chauvinistic.
That was very misogynistic.
Right. But let me tell you about men. Right. Those men will shoot their shot And if you don't agree, they will go on to the next chick. A guy's not gonna die alone because he will pick a chick and be like.
But Kevin Samuels did die alone. As someone who talked a lot of shit about relationships and
he
all
actually
that stuff,
didn't. He didn't die alone. He died alone. He was with a female. I mean.
My point is this: did he have a family?
So hold on.
Did he have a family?
We have
He
a
was
question.
divorced.
We have
Did
a
he have
question for
kids?
somebody in the audience.
No, he died alone. Thank you. As a single
We have a question
man.
from somebody in the audience, which says, since we're touching this,
Okay.
what are your thoughts with him dying in the arms of a young Latina woman? She's asking from a Afro-Latina standpoint. What do you guys feel? Because he talked shit about, fat black women, and he died in the arms, gasping for air, rest in peace, he died in the arms of a Latina woman.
It wasn't his girlfriend or his wife. That's the only
Right.
point I'm making.
And
He's
from
not-
what
if
I
someone who's
understand,
like,
she was a
American
little,
kid,
heavy set.
I mean.
That wasn't his type.
Okay. So one, he's probably just trying to smash. Let's be honest.
Why are you giving him such a pass?
Because
he even said,
I'll tell you why.
I'm
I'll tell
trying
you why.
to protect you.
I'll tell you why. Because when those specific women call in, they're saying something that they want. Kevin Samuel's not saying that he wants to be married. He's saying that he's good.
Somebody in the back's text and said, "Damn, the man can't buy no booty." Y'all ain't shit in the back.
Hey, if he wants to
Go to
buy,
the strip club for that. Follies.
as long as you are happy with your choices, then do what you want to do. But if you're calling in and saying that, hey, you know what, I'm really dissatisfied with the options that I have in terms of who I can choose as a male partner, and I feel like I deserve a certain guy, and I'm not going to settle until I get a certain guy, then it's just like, look, you're not happy with your choices. You might want to revise your choices. But hey, if you're happy doing what you're doing, then keep doing what you're doing. You probably wouldn't call.
So
So
guess
why
what?
would you
As
have
a
a-
man, that goes both ways.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
here's the
that's
thing: is
what-
that you don't hear a lot of men saying that, hey, you know what, I can't find this type of woman. This.
I do.
This.
I do.
This.
I hear a lot
You
of
actually
men.
do,
I hear
yeah.
a lot of men saying, "Damn, I got the money. I got the foundation. I want a good woman. I want a woman that." And I'm hearing that. And I actually
I've heard
am
that
a little
too.
bit. I'm a feminist to a certain degree.
Okay, you too.
But
Three feminists.
right?
Look at
Where?
Right here, we call it three to hard way. So I
Wait,
truly,
I can't be a feminist because I'm a
Well,
man.
that's a different topic.
I truly feel like,
but-
based off of some of the conversations I have with men, that tend to be high value and not. People want to feel love. COVID did something to people. People want to be with people to figure out, like, how can I do life with this person? Like, I have the money, I have this, I'm sick of this, I'm sick of meeting women that just want me for my money. I want to wine and dine because I enjoy, my love language is gift giving. But I don't want to feel like when I meet a woman, she's automatically expecting me to give to her. I want to give willingly to this woman. There are men out there that want to do that. I have a friend, he's like, I don't care about paying bills. I'll pay all my women's bills.
So what are his?
But guess what? I
what are
don't
his
mind. But
challenges?
see,
What are
I
his
know
issues?
multiple men like that.
What are their issues?
Sometimes it's just not finding the
The
right
problem,
person.
well, the
right?
problem
Like-
is there are a lot of men out here that are battling. I'm not paying your bills. because you're meeting the wrong women. You
Right,
meet
that's the
girls.
thing, you're not equally yoked
No.
to that
You're
person.
meeting
maybe,
girls,
maybe you
but
have
those-
a bad picker. Maybe you're not
but-
picking
You're
those
meeting-
women.
Which is
Right,
fair.
it's not
Which is
picking
fair.
those women.
You're meeting girls
But those
because you're
guys-
out at the wrong places meeting the people that you're attracted to visually. The big booty, the girl with the thong on that's see-through. She gonna want you for your money because that's what she got the see-through thong on for.
Right, so it's a display.
That's a trick, and that's a bait, and you just took it. So where the Louis Vuitton bag, right?
So you also have to be smart. Men have to be smart about who they're choosing. But one thing that I am just really stuck on is the fact that his voice was so loud, right? But you give advice on relationships and black women, and one, you're not a black woman, and two, you ain't no relationship expert. So who made you the expert in this area? And that's the part that
self-proclaimed.
just
It's quite
really
evident.
just irritates me, because there are some black
he was
PhDs
He was
who are
vote-
doing work on this topic about black men and black women's relationships.
You know what it is
right?
with Kevin Samuels?
And it might not be things he might not. Here's the thing: there are black men who probably do have podcasts out there where they talk about celebrating black women and show how to be a great partner, all this. But niggas ain't tuning into them, because you know why? It's not feeding. It will require one of it's not feeding into this.
Wait, when you
this
said
stereotype or this ideal type.
when you said niggas, were you talking about men or just people in general?
Men.
Because it's actually women who popularized Kevin Samuels sending his clips.
No.
I understand what you're saying, but
Let me answer that.
Okay.
What popularized Kevin Samuels
was
initially, Kevin Samuels even said for himself, when I initially started my podcast and started my social media task to reach out to people, people did not want to hear me upping black women and encouraging my culture. But when I had to shift gears and pivot into berating women and talk, that's what people wanted to hear, so that's what I gave them. So what he did was he monopolized on berating black women and painting us into this marginalized, fucked up corner to make money for self-gain. That is slave mentality.
Not right.
That is
right.
slave mentality.
No.
Yes, it is.
That's actually...
He said it. It was what he said.
He actually said that.
What he said is what a lot of YouTube content...
No. I said what he said.
He said
he
is
said
what
he said.
He said what
He
a
said
lot...
what he said.
He said what a lot of YouTube content creators say, where they say that people gravitate towards clickbait and stuff that is aggressive and stuff that is triggering. Whenever a YouTube content creator tries to do stuff that's more positive, their views go down, their comments go down, their shares go down. So whenever a content creator starts doing stuff that they feel like is going to get people riled up, for whatever reason, people always want to share that content. Are you right? Are there some beautiful black feminists who are doing shows on YouTube? Yes, but you know what? Women aren't sharing their content like, oh, you know what? This was so great. I want to share it to 10 of my friends. No, but what they want to do is that when they hear something from Kevin Samuels, just like, I can't believe he said this. I have to share it with a whole bunch of other
You're
people.
You're basing this off of his clickbait. It's what he said. He said what he said. If I say I hate black men, but there's something inside that says, but I love black men, it was what I said.
But let's keep it 100. People wouldn't do clickbait if people didn't respond to it.
But no, you can't
blame technology for this.
You cannot sell your soul.
It's not
sell your soul. Hold on. You cannot sell your soul to the devil for money. You cannot do that.
It's not selling your soul. What are you talking about?
I'm selling. If I sat here,
there's a reason.
If I presented myself as a certain person on this platform, and then all of a sudden I said, "Guess what? This isn't giving our ratings much." So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start talking about dick in a pussy. Mm-hmm. That's not what we talk about. That's not what we talk about. Maybe that's what our guests talk about. Mm-hmm. You talk about that, friend?
I mean, I might sometimes.
But
time, probably actually.
But if we changed it up, what we've done is we've essentially sold ourselves for views and clickbait. For what? Those are not our morals and values.
I will say
he changed his morals and values for financial gain.
He did not change his morals and values.
He said it.
He changed his message. How about that? He changed his message.
He actually didn't change his message.
She was saying that when according to what she was saying, she said when he first came out on his show, he would do things and talk about black women in terms of an uplifting way.
No, I'll tell you this. When he first came out, and you got to see some of his early videos because it's hilarious.
Sounds like you're a subscriber. I'm just saying, guys.
I had to do my research so that I could be prepared. You see a lot of the earlier videos, he's not wearing no suits. Like he looks kind of dorky, look kind of rough.
He was himself.
And for the most part, he was actually talking to men. Hey, men, if you want to be the best that you can be, you got to do this. Y'all got to step up. You got to do this and that. And you know what? Like I said, he started in 2015. He had a little bit of traction, but not a lot of bit of traction. And then over time, he started kind of finding his rhythm. And then he saw
what made money. He saw.
Here's what.
He did see what made money.
He saw what made money. He said it.
He found what people were responding to.
Because they were responding to bullshit that's already exists in society that already perpetuate black women in this negative way. He didn't reinvent the wheel. No one's saying Kevin Samuels reinvented the wheel. No one's saying he's saying anything new. But as a black man with a platform, and if someone who is black, we have to look out for each other, period, point blank, right?
Right.
And he oftentimes presents himself in that way.
Or it's the slave mentality if we don't.
Right. It's exactly. So if you have this huge platform where you know you have millions of listeners, and that's what you decide to talk about, how is that even helping anyone? That's not helping the black community. That's not helping men and women's relationships. That's not helping anybody.
We have a question that's actually related to that. So do you think that Kevin Samuels divided?
Is that before he had because I think I checked, he probably has like 1.5 million subscribers on YouTube. Before he had the 1.5, he started that. And it is the people who hate him that carried him to 1.5 million.
No, I think there's a lot of supporters.
You
subscribe to him. He subscribes to him.
No, but here's the thing is that Kevin Samuel.
But you can't blame black women for that. Like,
No,
stop blaming black women for everything. Black
it's
women,
not
their
blaming-
fault. They called in. Black women are their fault because they're high achieved.
When he was alive,
Black
we
people,
the
black
sacrificial
women
lamb when he died.
call in.
No, because-
black women look at it. It's like you cannot
because you guys
blame
are
the message.
no
like,
no
you have
no
to
because
look at
right
the
now
message that's
because
being
right now
sent.
it's being painted as he already had this platform and then you know what, he decided to switch it up.
He
and start-
did.
No, he had a.
He said it. You did not see the clip. He said it.
I've seen.
So I have
I've
a
seen the
question.
majority of the clips.
Oh, you're a
And-
subscriber. Do you pay to watch them? Okay. Anyway, so
No, I
listen.
pay for YouTube Premium because I don't want to watch commercials.
Do you believe that Kevin Samuels divided black men and black women even more with his messages?
Yes.
No.
As a wake up call.
No,
I think he shed
I'll
light
say that.
on
I'll
it.
say that. I'll say that. What Kevin Samuels did was he gave a voice to a lot of men who feel like, hey, you know what? I ain't gonna be the one who's talking all this stuff because you know what? I feel like they don't want to listen anyway. So you know what? But hey, you know what? Kevin talking about it. Hey, you know what? I do low key agree with what he was saying.
You're sugarcoating it.
I'm not. A lot of men will say that. You know what? I get the delivery is kind of rough, but he got some good solid points.
Come on, dude. Listen, you got a lot of men that became emboldened
Yes.
when Kevin Samuels came to
Yes,
play.
they
All of a
did.
sudden, the disrespect for women, for black women. Oh, all you black women did it. That's why I'm dating white women. Or that's why I'm
Right.
dating. And it's like, whoa,
Yeah.
is that what he's saying? Is that what you're interpreting
And
from
so,
the message?
and so you guys are telling me that it's Kevin Samuels who caused that?
So what we're
I
saying
am.
is this.
Yeah.
because
Or are
he
you
has a
saying-
very
are you
loud
saying-
voice.
are you-
He has a very loud voice. He already said he had 1.5. Either he had 1.5 million or he didn't, right? That
we're
means you
talking
have a
about his
loud voice.
influence. We're talking about his influence.
right? So he obviously did have an influence on people because this is something that people were talking about every day. Black men and black women, or just black women and black women.
So
or
we
black
have a-
men and
He
black
just
men.
he
So
just tapped into that, right?
He tapped into it, yes, but that's not the problem. The problem is that because it was already out there, this ideas about black women deserve more respect from
Yes.
black men than for him to sit up and belittle and demean us. I mean,
Right.
even high achieving black women, he had a problem with. He had a problem with all types of women.
He actually did not.
That's
But
not
he
true.
did, though. He talked
told
about
a
women
woman.
with masters, with PhDs, MD.
He told a
Because
woman.
women of
all
all
he's
those-
all
He
he's
told- he
okay.
told
Let
a
me
woman that
but
was
let
a
me
high
but let me
level-
but let me clarify. All he's saying is that for a man, is it good if you have a PhD? Yes, but don't lead with that. Like that's something that I want. What I want.
What?
A lot of men actually like successful women.
But that sounds crazy because that's part of who I am. So,
So
like,
you guys,
cannot
so
just-
you guys
but
want
here's-
the
but
chick
here's what
making
it is.
25,000 so you can
But here's-
control her? Is that it?
You said originally, you said morals and standards. What you said,
But that's not what y'all seeking. Maybe not you.
what you said,
But there are a lot of men that are seeking women.
ma'am, you asked my opinion.
Sir, I did not ask you, sir.
You didn't.
I
You
did not ask you,
interrupt
sir.
it. Like men in general, they interrupt and say their
So-
opinion when it's
so
not
because-
warranted.
because-
But when he says
No, because
the
what
PhD
because
thing,
because
for
what
example,
because
like,
what he's saying
that's ridiculous.
No, because I'll tell you what
'Cause
what
degree does he have?
What
None,
he's
probably.
what he's saying is this, right?
He's got a
Is
What
death
that
degree?
He's
He has
got
a
a
dick
death
degree because
certificate.
a fucking dick.
What he's
I mean,
saying
hey, that,
what
I mean,
he's
it's
saying
true.
is that
God bless.
through culture, women have been encouraged to go to school, be successful, and all of that.
Be a
which
normal
is,
human fucking being. in
No,
other
which is
words.
Yeah,
great.
because
which
do
is
you want to know why?
Which is absolutely
because
great.
Papa
But-
was
but-
a Rolling Stone,
no,
so
but
they had
which-
to figure that shit out
No,
because
but
they
which-
didn't want to deal with the Rolling
but
Stone
which
anymore.
is absolutely great and it's a good thing.
My
but the thing
papa.
is that when you're dealing with a man, that is not something that men want you to lead with. Where it's just like
Why? Why?
because it's
because they feel inadequate.
No, I want to hear why. Why can I not lead with the thing that I'm most important? That's
That I
most
paid
important
so
to
much
me?
money for.
Well, honey, I did my doctor for free because they paid a bitch. But on top of that, I
Oh,
spent
period.
7 years of my life working to do this, to become an
That's a
expert in my
sacrifice.
field.
That's
I
a
made so many
sacrifice.
sacrifices mentally, physically, emotionally to get to the point where now I'm a professor. I'm on a $1.2 million NIH grant. So you're not going to tell me that I can't be proud of myself. And
You
if I'm
can be
with,
proud.
And if I'm with a man, he should be just as proud of me and want to brag on me to all of his friends. My high achieving has nothing to do with you or your dick. So the fact that he made it
But-
about him and men and their dick,
but I
women's
tell you-
achievements has nothing to do with men. So if you
Yes,
all
but-
don't
but
agree
women's-
with our
but here's the thing is
achievements,
that
then you want me
women's-
to go date other men
no,
or something.
No,
I
but
don't
here's the
fucking
thing is
know.
that
They out here and they ready.
women's achievements are great, and men support women's achievements. But women's achievements, if it's
It's
not
who they are. It's who they are. And men just need to understand that and
If
swallow
you're a
that
doctor,
and
you're a
swallow that. If you're a
doctor.
doctor, you're a doctor. Ain't no nigga on planet gonna try to tell me nothing that I don't know
Yeah,
because I have a PhD.
but here's the thing is
I don't
that-
care how much I love you.
But here's the thing.
If
for,
I'm right and
for,
this
for
is my
certain,
wheelhouse,
for certain,
then that's my wheelhouse.
But here's
my
the thing
expertise.
is that. But here's the thing is that for certain men,
But they ain't gonna get top-notch bitches then. I'm just
No,
saying,
but-
y'all not gonna get a 5'4"
But-
bad with a
let
PhD.
No, but hold on, let me-
That's one.
but
That's
hold on.
250. that.
But hold
So
on.
let them date the women that they
but
feel
hold on,
adequate
hold
with.
on. No, but here's what it is that just because. Okay, so this says that y'all still want a nigga to pay all the bills, so it doesn't always benefit us. So what that's basically saying is that
Save that, sir, in the back.
I'll tell you what that is that. So sometimes some women, I'm
It's
not saying all,
different
sometimes some
levels.
women will be like, hey, you know what? I'm a boss. I make all this money, and it's like, but you're saying this to like a guy, but
Yeah,
but
because
what
you're
he-
happy and proud.
No, but what he's saying is that, but I don't get to spend any of your money, so why are you telling me? Do you
That
know
is
what I'm
honestly
saying?
That's the stupidest thing.
No,
that's
but-
stupid.
Why are you worried
No, but it's
about
not.
my money?
That's dumb.
Why are
I'm
you
sorry,
worried
that's a
about
dumb
my
point.
money?
That's
You
a
brought
dumb
it up to
point.
me.
Sir, nobody brought it up to you, sir.
That's a
Again.
That's a
Right.
dumb point though.
Way more money, but it's fine. He still has to pay everything.
Right. And so
If he wants to be
You guys
that
keep it down in the back, or we're
No,
gonna
but-
get
but-
security.
If he wants to, if,
No, but
if
then
he wants to
sometimes-
be that
but
man, then
here's
that's
what it is that
then that's what he's gonna
but
have
here's
to
what
do.
it is. Now, not all women, but let's say on average, women typically want a guy who's just like, look, you got to at least be doing what I'm doing or doing better.
What is wrong with that?
Nothing wrong with that, but here's the thing
Oh,
is
okay.
that
I was ready to
if you
fight.
now come and say that, hey, you know what's attractive about me is that I make all this money, but it's not attractive
That's
because
not what
I
we
don't
lead
get any
with.
of the money.
That's not what we lead
Women
with. Don't do us like
women
that.
don't lead with that.
We don't
No, some
say,
women- some
hi,
women
my
like-
name's Carly. I have a PhD.
No,
Who says that?
not
Because you
me,
may be
not
dealing
me,
with
but tell me that
you may
never
be
met
dealing
some
with
people that are just
inadequate
like, hey,
women.
you know what? Look, some people, and I applaud people who have a PhD. But
Ooh,
some
I
people,
don't know, because I don't know.
No, but
I
some
feel
people,
like that was a little
but,
forced.
But some people lead with it like it's just like
Who?
that's what I'm supposed to like.
If
be,
you had a PhD,
So,
you would say,
yeah,
you would
that
say,
sounds-
wow, I love
Yeah.
it. Me
what-
too.
Sorry.
what
That sounds
I like
ridiculous.
what I like
like that.
what I like
That
about
doesn't make any sense.
No,
I'm
no.
sorry. Your point. You're going downhill real fast.
No,
Because
no, no.
if I met a man and I didn't have a PhD and he had a PhD, I'd be like, holy shit, that's fucking awesome. I'd be like, that is really cool. Like, how long did it take? Like, what is your topic on? Like, I would
Based
be
on-
interested in what
But
he
here's-
did.
But
and I'd be
based
like, wow,
on-
this guy's
but
really
I'll tell you,
cool.
but I'll tell
Like,
you why.
let's-
But I'll tell you why. Based on if it's based on this is what you're passionate about, yes. But if you're trying to say that, hey, look, here's what I bring to the table. I got a PhD. I make this and that. It's just
Nobody
like,
has a conversation like that.
women don't approach it like that.
I
They
don't
might bring-
approach a man and say, hey, guess what?
do you,
No. Keep it down in the back.
some women do.
Let him
Right.
That's
do
fine,
this.
but
here's the
but
thing.
also what's wrong with that though?
I'll tell you what's
Men,
wrong with
y'all
that.
it was your dick, and sometimes your dick don't even be that fucking big. I'm like, oh, I got a big dick. Y'all dick don't even. Men lead with all types of stuff that are invaluable. So I'm
Men
not
only-
sorry
men-
if women
but I'll
lead
tell you
with
what it
things
is
that
is
they
that-
actually accomplished, and not
but-
just were born with a penis. I'm sorry,
But
you have to
here's-
acknowledge that
but
shit.
here's the things that
You have to acknowledge
men
that.
men
Come
lead
on.
with things
At
that
anything they can. Men will lead with anything
Men-
they can.
men will lead-
anything they can.
Yeah, I've
Men-
got this old school I'm working on.
no. Well, but here's the thing is that men will lead with anything that they think women are interested in.
Yeah.
So, but women
So
don't.
why would a high educational achieving woman, why would that not be attractive to a man? Unless he was a bitch baby and a man child,
Ooh, shout out to
and
the
felt
bitch baby
like
man.
he wasn't worthy, then that's his problem, not my problem. You know what I mean? If I went to law school, same thing. I'm a lawyer. That's who I am. You all have to understand that when people go through these high achieving degrees, medical school, law school, PhD, whatever degree,
So-
That's-
it does fundamentally change who you are because you sacrifice everything
Okay.
and just focus on that. So that
Right.
is a part of who you are.
So
So,
can-
if you don't like that, then don't date women with PhD. Don't
So let
date,
me say
date
this.
intellectual women. Because I'm gonna tell you this. Guess what? Y'all gonna find
Okay.
a reason wrong with women in general, even if she's high achieving or low achieving.
Okay, so let me say this. So that is a very valid point.
Yeah.
Friend, you want some water? 'Cause
Do I
you
need
just
water?
said, yeah, you
I'm
just
just
gave-
saying. I'm
you
just
just
saying.
really
Listen,
served it up, and I agree
served
with you
it.
100%.
Because I think it's like
But wait,
women
friend.
want well achieving women. Oh, but don't do that.
So
don't brag about your
right.
successes. It's
So-
like,
No, it's not
for-
saying
hold
don't
on.
brag.
No, but that's kind of like
It's
what
just
you were
saying-
implying.
Though.
You were
It's
implying
No,
that.
but it's
Hold on,
it's
Tokes.
saying
You were
that-
implying with
it's
that.
saying that what makes a man attracted to a woman is not what makes a woman attracted to a man. Plain and simple.
we know that. We know
No,
that.
but here's what it is that sometimes some women get into it where it's just like, hey, you know what? I'm gonna come brag like a man. Yo, I get a bag. I do this, and it's just like, good for you, but you know what I'm saying? That doesn't really
Sounds
help
like
me
you feel
much
like
as a
being
man.
emasculated. That sounds like some masculinity
I
issues.
agree.
That sounds like
I-
masculinity
No.
issues.
It-
Fragile masculinity.
So let's say this. So
Fragile
let's say this.
masculinity.
Why
The
is-
question
why-
is, hold on. The
why-
question
why-
is, why do
why is
men
it
not
pure-
care about a woman's success?
Because-
So wait. So he
because
said it
it's-
doesn't do anything
because
for you.
it's great
So
if
when
it
you're
makes her-
down and out and you need somebody, your woman to run your business.
That is morale. That is not your money. That is morale. You as the good person get to do that.
Who's this guy in the back? We
All
need to
right,
go
let's
ahead.
turn
I'm
him
about to get up.
No,
So
but-
when
but-
a man would rather date a woman that makes $25,000, okay, shout out to the women making 25 because whatever.
Yeah.
But you would rather date a woman that's not a PhD or has a bachelor's that can in turn help you with your business if something should go wrong.
I'll
You'd
explain-
rather date a woman that demeans herself and say, "Oh yeah, I'm degreed."
No,
Or would you rather date that woman that has a
but let
PhD that's able
but
to
let
help your business
but let me,
succeed?
but
They
let
want to
me-
bring women down. They
No,
don't
no,
want.
okay,
they
that's
don't
not what
want
it
you
is.
all to be on the same level.
That's not what it is.
They don't want
Here-
men and women to be on the same. Men don't.
No,
Men
here's
don't.
that's not what it is. Here's what it is that if a woman has an
So you got him
expectation,
going crazy in the back.
no, if a woman has an expectation that she's gonna date somebody who's either on par or more, that already sets a standard for a man that look, if you dip below that, she might start to look at you funny.
No.
And let's be honest, is that if a man loses his job and a woman has to pay the bills for a little bit too long, she's gonna start to feel a little bit salty after a while.
Not me.
I mean,
If I have a relationship
No, but-
with a man
No,
and we are in a
but
real
Carly, we're not
relationship,
talking about you. We're talking about women in general.
Well,
And
I'm
that's
saying a
why-
lot of
and
women pay niggas bills anyway.
they sure do. I saw somebody
But-
buy somebody a Challenger with their PPP
but-
money. So.
And PlayStation spent $800 on a PlayStation.
and do
A
and do
PlayStation?
some-
I don't even
no,
know
but-
a
about
grown nigga 40 years old with a fucking PlayStation spent $800 on that shit.
And do they feel salty
They're
about that?
$800.
I'm just saying that's just what
But do
I'm
they-
just saying what I've seen.
But do they feel salty about that?
I'm not in their pockets. I don't count other people's money, nor do I get involved in other people's relationships. But I just want to understand why is it when no one, so the whole, going back to the high educational achieving black women don't do PhDs
No, no.
and degrees to get niggas.
You-
We don't. So we're not doing it to impress you. We're doing it because that's who we are.
So to kind of bring it all the way back to the whole Kevin Samuels thing, Tokes, how do you feel, and what would be your closing remarks to the Kevin Samuels situation in terms of what you want people to know about him and understand?
What I'll say is that obviously Kevin Samuel wasn't perfect, but he did have a lot of good content. He did have a lot of good points. Now, could he work on his delivery? Absolutely. But then as somebody who understands the whole business of being a YouTube content creator, sometimes you kind of have to stir people up so that you can get that attention. Because if you're not getting that attention, then you don't really have an audience or a platform.
Did it for clout. All right.
No, don't say that he did it for clout, because here's the thing is that
Said it. I mean, he said it.
people who send those clips to their 10 friends wouldn't send those 10 clips if they didn't see something that would kind of like get people interested. When stuff is all nice and boring, people don't respond to it. Let's be honest. There's
That's
a reason.
fair.
There's a reason why people are edgy. There's a reason why, like I said earlier, there's a reason why Simon Cowell was that way, because you know what? That's what people tuned in. People tuned into that so much that they created a whole show outside of American Idol where it was just the auditions, because people tuned in to see somebody do that. So let's be honest, is that as an audience, we do also have to take a responsibility in terms of what we respond to. Because you see the same thing with Fox News, you see the same thing with CNN,
I'm
you
glad
see
you
the same
mentioned
things.
Fox News.
You see the same
I'm glad you
thing
mentioned
with Fox
Fox
Soul in terms of like, okay, the cocktails with the queens. People do stuff
Trying to
because
give
they
people
want to
free
try to get
advertising.
people interested. So let's not just kind of deride Kevin Samuels just because he did the same thing that everybody else does. Let's also look past the delivery and hear, does he have any valid points? And you'll hear and see on some of his content where, look, he cares about his community and he does care about black women. Now you guys, now you can laugh.
It's
and
his
you can
opinion.
say that.
It's his opinion.
But he does care about black people. He does care black men and also black women. And he was trying to let people understand that, look, if you guys want to come together and you guys are saying that you want to get married, you kind of have to be realistic. I understand that everybody wants what they want, but you have to be realistic. Not everybody's going to get this supposed high value man who's going to do all this other type of stuff. You could waste your whole life waiting for that opportunity and then miss your chance out on building a family if you're not serious. And I
Okay.
think that was actually seriously his message.
Okay.
Well, that shit got lost in the
That's-
motherfucking sauce,
So
child.
that's,
That,
but
was not.
But
what,
that's his opinion. So we respect that. That is
yeah,
your
we respect.
opinion.
Yeah, I was just like,
So,
yeah.
V, how do you feel about the whole Kevin Samuels thing, him passing, how it's going to affect, social media moving forward, and how does it affect you?
So I think that, which is why I really wanted to speak to this,
Yeah.
was that there's all these posts like, oh, black women are so happy that Kevin Samuels is dead.
Yeah, we did not celebrate.
And, you know, I wanted to speak on that specifically because I think women are celebrating the end of his messages, the end of his voice, the end of his narrative that he is speaking about, that he wholeheartedly embodied and embedded himself in this specific or particular perspective that came across and was delivered as very anti-black woman in particular. So listen, young black, we don't play. So I don't know why all of a sudden y'all thought a nigga was gonna get a pass. He doesn't get a pass, especially when he actively brings all women down, women of high achieving, low achieving, and his whole scale, I think, is bullshit. And I think that he very much an example of a misogynoir, a black man who participates in misogyny and brought black women down. That's why they were happy that he died, because they're like, finally the message is gonna end, because they knew that he would never shut the fuck up had he not died, because that's patriarchy. Patriarchy allows for men just to say things and speak things and it validates it without any other credibility or things to actually support his opinions, because they were not rooted in perspective, data analysis, or research, or literature from other black PhDs who aren't necessarily a sociologist, but just in general.
Right.
I think that social media, I think that if we want to say we're for black people, then you really need to be for black people. You cannot do what white men do. Black men need to stop trying to do what white men do. We don't want white men any damn way, okay? And they're the fucking problem. So black men, you all need to stop trying to emulate the way white men move about the world. You're a black man. Be a black man and figure that out in your own terms without the impact. Like you mentioned Simon Cowell. I don't give a fuck whether or not Simon Cowell did. He's a white dude. Like, why are we trying to be relevant or give examples to or give credibility or credence to what we do as black people, but then we're fighting the power of racism? It's like we can't have it both ways, right? So I think that we need to be very streamlined and understand that if we do want to have really great conversations between black men and black women, which I do think we want and we need, we can do this without demeaning, degrading, and participating in a narrative about black women that has been negative, which was really created by white supremacy. So his I appreciate the clap in the back. His participation in that narrative was really much perpetuating one of the arms of white supremacy, which is anti-black women. So therefore, because y'all want to get deep, we can get deep.
We'll get another show and go deep.
Yeah. So that's it. It hasn't impacted me. It don't impact me not in no way. I know I'm the bitch. I know that as a black woman, I like to celebrate other black women, and I think that it's important that black people and black women validate each other. And so, again, I might be $125, but I might have a homegirl who's 350 pounds. Does that mean that I don't think that she is less deserving of a man than me? I don't, because when one person makes one specific deviation or caveat about one type of black woman, that's going to be applied to all of us black women. Yep. And so that's why I felt appreciated by that message of black womanhood that he was putting out, especially as a black man, especially because black women do value black men and their opinions. And so that was very disheartening. He wasn't doing anything new. He was just really loud. And like Cardi B says, those who talk the most shit, what did she say? Those who pop the most shit mean they shit not together.
Hey. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you for that.
No problem.
I appreciate that.
Dr. V signing off.
Right? And that is her opinion on the situation in Tokes.
An educated opinion, I will say.
No, I mean,
throw that into my little wig.
Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say that Kevin Samuel, he's not the first. He's also not the last.
Right.
So,
which is problematic.
It's not problematic.
For women, it's problematic.
So, I truly believe that I did not like and enjoy the messages either. Yeah. As a black woman, or as a woman, period, I believe I'm pro-woman. Like, I love women winning. I love to see women winning. And I just felt like it was very demeaning. And there were some valid points. I hated the fact that the women would call in to subject themselves to mediocrity and idiocracy.
Yep.
That was unfortunate. But for the most part, rest in peace, Kevin Samuels. I hope that we can now, at this point, dead and end the hatred. I hope that
of
everybody,
black women?
Yes, and of women, period.
Of women, period. Yeah.
Because.
But especially black women.
But especially because I can speak from being a black woman. So it doesn't feel good for a white person or a black person or anyone to berate a woman. But then as a black woman, it does feel a little different.
Yeah.
And I have to speak from that because that's who I am.
Sure.
So I did not personally celebrate the death of Kevin Samuels. I celebrated the death of these messages and how it perpetuated in my culture and how we were made to look like fools amongst other nationalities and other race of people. So that is what I celebrated. I never celebrate someone's death. Okay, so I want to make sure that we're very clear here on our show is that we were not celebrating someone's death. I was celebrating an opinion that I had about what he said. So it's unfortunate that he did pass. Shout out to the young lady that really tried to save his life because I did listen to the
She got a
recording
defibrillator or something, right?
And
Like,
so
did try
she
to
really
help.
tried to help.
Which you would do with anyone.
Right.
Would do with anybody.
But it really was really good to see that she didn't freeze up like some people. She really tried to help him. So shout out to her for that. We're not heartless. We understand. We just didn't like his fucking message. So, V, thank you so much for coming on.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
thank you.
We
Appreciate it.
appreciate
Thank
you.
you so much, you all.
And so, V, where can these people find you?
You can find me on Instagram. I'm sorry, not Instagram. Twitter at Trap Feminist
Oh.
PhD. I have a book coming out in August. It's called The Sociology of Cardi B: A Trap Feminist Approach.
Ooh.
So yeah, Google me, honey, and check out my
Yes.
ratemyprofessor.com.
All right.
515, honey.
Okay, all day. Toks Ogun, where can these people find you?
You can find me at Toks Ogun. That's TOKSOGUN, and that's everywhere, even the .com.
Hey, where else can they find us?
Oh, that's right. You can find us on CWCTO.com. You can also find us on YouTube. You can also find us on Instagram, CWCTO1.
Hey.
So make sure you also like and subscribe.
Like and subscribe, more importantly, okay? And I am Cocktails with Carly. You can find me on Instagram at Cocktails with Carly _. Of course, you can find us both on Instagram at CWCTO and the number 1. CWCTO, is it .com? CWCTO.com. And also shout out to Trav in the back for making sure all of our vocals are good to go and making sure that everything is good. Shout out to Grey Goose for supplying us with this wonderful bottle that got everybody in the background. Shout out to our audience in the back.
Yeah, audience.
For making sure they showed up. Everybody's very
up and
excited about
showed
this
out.
episode. And we're about to go turn up. So thank you. We'll see y'all later.
Thank you.